it's taking a long time. And we're in the pre-party. Here we are. Welcome, nobody that's here.
A little bit of mango.
I'll
Mango haichu.
What are you doing?
God, this is so good.
Haichu? I haven't had haichu since I don't even know when. Yeah, haichu.
Give it a shot.
They got
I choose where it's at.
Tell me what's up with the. Oh, they got pineapple. Whoa! I was born for that. Thank you, sir. Bringing in all that good stuff.
Going live.
Oh, these are delicious.
That's good.
Josh doesn't allow us to have any junk here anymore.
Contains soybeans.
Because of the pretzels.
Joshy
Yeah.
pretzels.
I don't think I'm good for Josh's diet.
No,
You're killing us.
no. I'm not
Where do we
gonna.
get the devil's drink in here?
I'm gonna stay strong.
How's this?
Devil's lettuce.
that's. I'm sure everybody listening is going to appreciate that.
Luckily, nobody's here.
What am I doing?
Oh, but there's a time. There's a time thing, isn't there?
A delay.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a bit of a delay.
Rick V Dub, what up?
I'm just putting on the.
There's a
Instagrams
delay on
that we're
my
live.
on the YouTube chat. It's terrible.
Yeah, it's like.
It comes up on the screen live, and then it comes up in the chat room.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's
Oh,
weird.
that fucks everything up. Yeah.
What's up, everybody out there in the chat room?
That.
Everybody out there in America, and
Got
hopefully
that.
all over the world.
Got that.
I'm
Got
sure
that,
all
so
our
I don't
Irish
forget.
viewers are way too shit hammered to get on the line today.
Yeah, not even
They're not allowed to leave the house.
TD's.
Also not allowed to leave the house.
TD's just all red faced right now.
TD Redface?
I don't know. I'm just assuming.
That's the sun.
Yeah, that's
That-
Florida.
that
That's
could be the
Perma.
sun.
I don't know where TD's lives in Florida. Does anyone know?
Why he
down
lives
there?
in Florida?
No. Where? I'll be down there next week.
He lives right next to Cletus's place.
Don't know where that is either. Oh.
Same.
I can't. Yeah, I don't know where. TD's. Shouts to TD's. Where do you live, buddy?
Yeah, let's,
Tim Connor's up in the chat. Merca. Sup? Sup?
Yeah. I'm.
you good to go?
I think we're okay.
Oh,
Does anybody
Ransom in the
need to
house.
pee
Our man
before we-
Georgio Vanilla in the hot seat.
It's
Giorgio.
the best name. It really is the
Such a
best
good-
name.
It's the best name for what he was doing.
Yes.
If I ever need an alias,
That's
Yeah.
100%.
I think I
Yeah.
got
I'm
that
going.
one reserved
I'm going
myself.
Giorgio Chocolate.
you going chocolate?
Devin's Autocross. I know who that is.
Giorgio Neapolitan.
What up, Igor? We were just talking about a guy named Igor, actually. Charlie Kilo. Oh, I'm telling everybody my last name is Petrolski.
Petrolski?
Petrolski.
I'm going to join the ski patrol.
Yeah.
Tell them my name is Petrolski and have Petrolski on my thing.
Oh, I thought it was like petrol. Like
That's what I thought at first,
Petrol.
too.
No. Checking in. Ghost Images checking in from Connecticut. What's going on down there? Heard it's crazy.
Shouts. Hit all your buttons there. I just want to make sure we're all good.
Fucking Apple. Anybody is at Apple, tell them I hate them. Oh, there we go.
That's what I needed.
That's exactly what the doctor ordered. What's going on in the chat room? Chat room's looking lively.
There we go. All right.
Let me see how many participants we got. Boys, we're setting records. We got 7. Oh yeah.
Do you
because
want a
it's-
water or anything?
I think I'm good.
you want
good?
one of these? One of these boys? Very
Water,
tight.
seltzer?
I'm not in the club without one, I guess.
Oh
Yeah,
man,
yeah.
it's a
All right.
it's a good club to join.
Hello from VT. Hey, Back Riders John. I was in VT. I'm vaccinated. Fuck you.
Lovely place. I was just gonna say, like, I don't know, man. I was just looking at you.
Don't look at me like that with your unvaccinated eyes. Greetings from Ohio. Shouts
soon.
Ohio.
Laheim.
Corey Ransom, sorry he missed you Sunday.
I saw him but didn't get to speak with him.
A likely story.
Yeah.
He's dodging you.
It's difficult to talk to everybody. It is.
Because you don't like him?
No, just on a Sunday. Like, I was talking to your brother for a while. The next thing I know, I turn around, I'm talking to somebody else. And
I had
I'm
like
just
200 people ask me when you sent up the merch tent.
Yeah,
I'm listening to the podcast on the way back here. I'm like, shit, we didn't send up the merch
yeah,
tent.
I didn't. I knew about it. I thought about it, but didn't do it. Didn't follow through. Well, that's a good sign because if people did actually want stuff, it'll be next time.
Yeah, I'm just kidding. Nobody asked.
Okay.
But, however,
That's what I figured.
if it was there, I think we would have moved a lot of stuff. A lot of guys with cash. A lot of guys holding. A lot of shooters.
Yeah, Stimmy hit. So
Yeah.
That's true. Next weekend or
Yeah.
the weekend after, whenever we do another one.
$1,425 in the
What?
old account.
Wait, what was it before? Oh, that's what it was before. I just did a tweet that just said, I made $1,400 overnight. I'm built different.
That's right.
Yep. That's how it works.
Ooh, what do we got? Details by Doug. Dougie Details, what up, man?
Shouts to Dougie.
try blue cheese.
Oh, he's
Blue
going to
cheese.
touch that blue cheese.
Pretty soon.
Very tight. 6 day. We got a 6-day countdown. Oh,
We,
that means you'll be done when we record this next one. We could have the live unveil. Chris don't need it.
Yeah, we can keep it. He's leaving anyway, right?
Chris?
Yeah.
Where's he
Isn't he
going?
going somewhere? He's traveling?
It's quick. He's just gonna fly down, get his dad, and come back up.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah.
So quick turnaround.
Yeah.
His dad,
He-
Carlos Gosen.
Yeah. He won't be going right.
He's going
Is
to go
it-
grab him Lebanon real quick.
He's gonna bring him back in a cello case or whatever the fuck it was.
It's the best way to transport dads. Everybody knows.
We ready?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. I am Josh Garcia, and this is the Revival Motoring Podcast. As always, I am joined by Chuck Hu
Hello.
and Corey.si.
Hello.
On this week's episode, we sit down with our friend Tom to tell us how he accidentally bought a car. We're going to talk about some auction sites in general, potentially get into some RPM Act stuff, and then go from there.
I'm ready for that.
But before we do that, this episode is brought to you by...
Well, it's St. Patty's Day, but have you taken care of St. Peter? If you haven't done it yet, you're too late to score for the Irish, but fear not, it's almost Spring Break 96. Boyos, when you're stunting that Play-Doh body on the beach, the last thing you need is a Speedo bush peeking out like Baby Yoda in a hairy situation. Everybody knows you gotta be a man. Flex on them with chest hair. Now your downstairs mix-up. At the end of the day, there's nothing like a little hamburger for your gold chain to softly nestle in. However, I digress. When you're showing the outline in your banana hammock, that cushion ain't going to help with that PL. If you don't know about PL, consider yourself late to the party. Perceived length is a staple of the Manscaped stable. The scientists at Manscaped have spent years developing the ultimate system to add the PL to your life. The best way to get that PL is the Perfect Package 3.0. This little fucker can turn any finger painter into a Mozart. Josh, what's that baby contain?
That contains the Lawnmower 3.0, a bag for you to keep all your belongings in,
Ooh.
some Crop Reviver, some toner.
Nothing like toner. You got to get that baby toned up, especially for Spring Break 96.
Exactly. It can keep you fresh.
So listen, if you're trying to add PL to your life, hit up Manscaped. But even better than that, at checkout, use code REVIVAL. You're going to get 20% off and free shipping from your boys at Revival because we care about your Bolzania.
Exactly. Use code REVIVAL. That's REVIVAL at checkout for 20% off and free motherfucking shipping.
Yeah, Manscaped. Add PL to your life.
Boom. This episode is also brought to you by Bag Riders, your one-stop drop shop for everything air ride. You can check them out at bagriders.com, where you can customize an air ride kit for your vehicle and shop from thousands of air ride parts and accessories. Their website makes it so easy for you to find exactly what you're looking for and has tons of cool specialty parts and fittings for every type of installation. Of course, you can also give them a call, where you will be answered by fellow enthusiasts who will be happy to answer questions and give advice. Bag Riders has over a decade of hands-on air ride experience and has a mission to ensure every individual has the best air ride experience possible. No one likes to wait for car parts, so Bag Riders maintains an absolutely massive inventory of air ride products so that you can order with confidence knowing that your stuff will show up quickly. Not only that, but air ride kits ship for free and financing is available for eligible customers. If air ride just isn't your thing, that's okay. They've got you covered with coilover kits from great names like BC Racing and Fortune Auto, all backed by Bag Riders' excellent customer service. Treat yourself to the experience you deserve by going to Bag Riders. That's bagriders.com. Go check them out. This episode is also brought to you by, where's my other one?
Wait, we have another one?
Background.
We got another one.
Customer service. You don't get that in the industry anymore.
No.
You can't talk to nobody.
No, you really can't.
Talk to those guys.
How many places do you call and it's
Talk
just
you off the ledge? You know
it's
what
just
I mean?
a hit 1 for this, hit 3
Yeah,
for that.
not even that. Don't even have a phone number.
That's true too.
You know what I mean? It's
Not
like,
even a person.
not
just
even a
robot
person. Maybe a robot if
behind
you're
the
lucky.
desk, maybe.
Some of them have a phone number to tell you to hang up and email them.
Yeah.
You call them and they're like, for better customer service.
You call up, you
Yeah.
get your boy Georgio Vanilla. He just hangs up on you.
Just a sweet little
That's all
reminder.
I'm saying.
Revival Motoring is also brought to you by Black Magic Metalworks, conveniently located in Leominster, Mass. Some may say Leominster. Black Magic Metalworks is an enthusiast-run, full-service repair and fabrication shop. From basic maintenance and performance upgrades all the way to custom fabrication handled by their in-house machine shop. If you need a one-of-a-kind part, Black Magic Metalworks has the tools and knowledge to make it happen. CNC plasma cutting, steel and aluminum welding, custom laser engraving are just some of the services offered by Black Magic Metalworks. They have what it takes to make your dream a reality. Do your project a favor and contact Black Magic Metalworks to create something unique.
Did they move Leominster?
Leominster?
Yeah.
Leominster?
Yeah.
No, why?
No, I thought it was a convenient location. God, I hate Leominster. You remember me, Leominster?
If you are interested in traveling to
Yeah.
Leominster, you can visit Black Magic Metalworks on Instagram at Black Magic Metalworks or email them at Tony. That's Tony. As much as I disagree
That's-
with that,
The listeners, he shortens it for the email.
sure, right, makes it easier. Tony at blackmagicmetalworks.com.
No, Tony's a real deal. Love that guy.
Yeah,
I
he's
know.
actually working on something for me right now, and I am not going to go to Leominster and get it. So we've been coordinating via text message. It's been quite convenient,
To
actually.
discuss.
Isn't
yeah.
that's right where Nick and MR1 lives up there, right?
Yeah, they're close to each other.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
I don't know that place. It's tough for me.
Let's see. The Broke Status Boys not too far from there.
Yeah, remember that?
There's also a big chair because
Yeah, Gardner, home of the furniture.
There's a big chair right down the street from me in Moosip Valley. I'd say it's better than Garner's.
Is it just on the side of the road?
It's in somebody's field for some reason. It's a big-ass chair.
Yeah.
Is it an art installation?
It's been there for a long time.
Is it in the field of a giant?
It's probably a giant that lives there, I would
That's what I was
assume. It's
thinking.
also a very large house.
Yeah, yeah. Big ox cut down some trees a while
I've been
ago.
reading things about giants. They're real. We'll do a
Yeah.
different podcast about that.
Yeah.
The tall whites.
Well,
Oh
It's a
no,
good
no,
run.
they're aliens. Aliens. That's what it was.
oh,
Yeah.
not whites.
Yeah, no.
No, okay, I get
this
it.
is otherworldly
The small
creatures.
grays.
There's a whole thing: small grays, tall whites, reptilians.
What dimension?
Exactly. Fourth. Yeah,
They're just hanging out there. Meanwhile, we didn't even know they're there.
exactly. Just watching, waiting,
Teabagging.
planning. So yes, go check out Black Magic Metalworks on Instagram. Do we have any?
If you'd like to leave a callback number, press 2.
What, do we lose a bunch of advertisers? We don't get anybody else?
Yeah. Let's check it out. Tom, how are you doing today?
Yeah,
Thank you for
Tom, what's
joining us.
happening?
I'm good.
Lean in, say a few words for the listeners. That's why everyone knows who you are here.
Sure. I'm Tom. I'm into cars and
Sounds
I'm
good.
here to talk cars tonight.
We're
How
going to
about
knock
that?
it out of the park.
Yeah, that's all we
There you
need.
go.
It's Tom, and he loves cars.
Yeah.
Also Irish?
A little bit of Irish, a little bit of
Well,
Italian.
Little
There we
happy
go.
birthday today?
There we go. Big
Yeah.
day. Big day.
Mainly, what we're going to talk about is his experience with auctions,
Mm-hmm.
how one can accidentally purchase a vehicle, and then how some other things worked out for him.
This is going to be a lot of fun
Yeah.
stories.
We're going to learn it. We're going to go down, as the circle jerks like to say, we're going to go down a learning lane a couple times this week. Any callbacks?
I have a callback
Yes.
from the one, the only Ronan, our
Shouts to Ronan.
Irish in Ireland friend. Well, one of them. He says, when it comes to the podcast this Wednesday, can I ask if you mentioned St. Patrick's Day, that it's okay to say Paddy's Day or Patrick's Day? But for the love of God, don't say Patty's Day. Makes Irish people's blood boil.
Wait, so
So not P-A-T-T-Y. It's going to be
It's gotta be a
P-A-D-D-Y.
T.
oh,
Yeah.
Patty.
Patty.
Okay.
Gotta be
Patty's
Patty's.
a woman.
Yeah. I was going to say, right. Patty's Pierogies,
Over
Falls,
there.
Massachusetts.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's tough though because Patrick is P-A-T, but you're doing Patty P-A-D.
I think, yeah, maybe with the Irish accent it sounds way different. You know what I mean?
It probably does.
But
Yeah.
over here, it's just pretty much the same word.
What are those guys doing right now? What is, it's a little
Ireland?
late for them. Yeah,
It's-
They're
definitely.
well,
in their own
it's St.
vomit
Patty's
currently.
Day, so yeah, I
I was
can't
gonna
imagine
say.
there's much production going on in
Yeah.
Ireland.
maybe some, I don't know, maybe some stouts or porters involved.
Yeah, shouts
Maybe
to
some
those
whiskey.
guys. I hope you wake up alive tomorrow.
Let's see if Connor's awake. If Connor's awake,
You gonna text him? You gonna
Yeah.
you gonna bring him in?
are you? I'm gonna hit him with you up. You. You.
Yeah, have him phone in.
Yeah.
We'll have a
Wasn't-
real
was-
Irish person on the
Wasn't there
phone.
a website that started out like that?
Yeah.
Okay. Callbacks, deep thoughts.
I got more. I
Okay.
just keep
Yeah.
coming.
Yeah.
I
that
just
was
only have one.
Go ahead.
Obviously, it's the group one of the donut meet this
Oh,
weekend. We'll get
geez.
there.
We'll get that.
Yeah.
Come on. You can't be jumping the gun like
Yeah.
that. I heard one of my favorite things I've heard in a long time. My friend Mikhail was in this endless group chat that I'm part of with all my friends from college that are car people. And he was trying to buy an alternator. He's got a very bad habit of fixing old Subarus to take them on the track, and he's actually fast, so can't make fun of it that much. However, he was talking to somebody. He needed an alternator, and they come out of SVXs. So he ran into an SVX. He ran into an SVX hoarder,
Yeah.
which are the best kind of people if you're trying to buy parts. And the guy wouldn't give him a price, but has a bunch of alternators. And he's like, so I make the guy an offer. And he said, this is a like a rare part. Are you going to make a real offer and step up to the plate?
What is? It's an alternator.
Yeah, it's
I don't-
rare. It's rare.
I mean, just tell them to ship it here. We can have the guys down the road just rebuild it for him.
Listen, man. I wish
I mean, that's not. What am I missing here? So is it like specific to an SVX?
I guess I
didn't know. I didn't know Mikhail had an SVX.
he doesn't.
Wait, so what's going on here?
I don't know why he needs it. It's the one he needs. He needs that one.
Okay,
But he said to step up to the plate, and I thought I'm going to use that all the time now.
step up to
Step
the
up
plate.
to the plate.
I know that going to bat for you.
Going to bat. Yeah.
Going to bat for you.
Going to bat for you. So you're gonna step up to the plate so then they can go to bat for you.
Grab the bull by the horns and step it to the plate.
Yeah.
Yeah, he says, yeah, this is a rare. He's like, I gave him an offer that I thought was on, and he said way off money wise. Like, what do you want? Then he wrote, this is a rare part. Step up to the plate. That was the whole response.
He should have.
That's amazing.
That would have listed a phone call of me just screaming on the other end of the person.
Step up to the plate. Oh no, it's on Facebook Marketplace, obviously.
Yeah.
So-
I think you can call people now. You can just invade their personal space.
Can you
like-
really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's so good. Yeah. So step up to the plate. Use that. If you're getting lowballed,
Yeah.
tell them it's a
Hey.
rare part. Step up to the plate. It's just such a fucking unbelievable asshole response. Like, I'm gonna use that all the time. I'm gonna use that while buying cars.
That's
Yeah.
a man who doesn't have time for anything.
No, not at all.
Yeah.
I do have the only other thing I have is that Lock City is this weekend,
Yes. Lock City is this Saturday.
this Saturday.
Yep.
So if you're looking to see some drifting, do some car stuff, why don't you mosey on to Thompson, Connecticut? Aren't we getting snow on Friday? That would make sense.
Really?
I don't know. That's what
I've
my wife told me. She could be lying to me.
seen things and heard things, but I try not to pay attention to snow.
Shouldn't be lying to you to keep you away. Trying to deter you.
You think so? Keep me out of the Lock City? She'd be lying to me to keep me out of the house. I would hope.
Maybe. Who knows?
So yeah, that's what's going on. And then yeah, we can go through Corey's callback, which is a great callback.
Yeah. I'm on Facebook Marketplace trying to find this person just to berate them. But
I'll get Mikhail to give us his name.
yeah, but there's not much on here in the way of SVXs. So I don't know where Mikhail lives, but
It's apparently they're a hot hoardable item.
interesting. Okay. Well,
It seems like the ultimate buyer's remorse car. You know what I mean? You bought that thing and you're just like, what the fuck? I'll just buy more.
I mean, it must be nice to
Going all in.
hoard something no one wants.
Yeah, I mean it must be
Because you
easy.
can hoard all you want. Then at that point,
You can just keep hoarding.
I guess if you hoard enough, you set your own price.
That's what he's doing. You're gonna step to the plate.
Step the fuck up.
He's
Yeah.
probably the world's leading expert on hoarding SVX parts.
On half windows.
How many plastic windows does this guy have?
Yeah.
Anyways, fuck that guy.
Boys,
what do we
coming
get next?
coming in hot.
Oh no.
I'm trying to find how many of the SVXs made it to U.S. shores.
I think it's a surprising number. What do you think?
Because overall,
I don't even know what an SVX is.
Oh,
Wait,
Subaru
really?
SVX, the one-
Terrible Subaru.
Oh Jesus!
How's
Hold on,
that?
let me get up on the Google
Welcome
real quick.
to-
Although there is one stance one that looks
But-
pretty good on the internet.
is there? There's a small conglomerate of people who really enjoy them.
God, I can't wait till we have a real intern because this would be so much easier.
Oh my god, someday.
We have a screen directly to the left or right of us. And we'd be able to look at it all right there.
It's a beautiful It's like an 80s Subaru Sports Coupe, or maybe early 90s.
All right. Those are the
So-
things with all glass windows in there.
Yeah.
I got you.
But the window only opens like that much.
Just have to get like a cheeseburger through.
So this guy's hoarding alternators for these things?
He's hoarding all the parts for him. Yeah, you can definitely rebuild alternators. It's actually fairly simple to have done.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'm pretty sure that the shop right down the road, who's done countless number of ours and other people we know, could probably do it.
Oh, yeah, without a doubt.
Interesting.
Maybe he
Interesting.
needs it. I don't know why he needs it.
Yeah. Maybe he's building a time
I saw
machine.
step up to the plate, blacked out on everything else. I was like, this is the best. This is just the best. That's the best thing. I'm going to use it all the time.
Yeah, maybe Mikhail's building a time machine, and it requires something
Yeah, he probably is. I'd
of
assume he
such.
is.
Yeah. Josh is really, really going to deep dive on production numbers here.
Well, because I'm trying to find this
Turns
out.
out when no one cares about the information, very hard to find.
Yeah, so just for kicks, a total of 14,257 were built.
Mm-hmm.
In
Is that worldwide?
that's worldwide.
Okay.
Now, from what I'm finding here, it looks like
What's SVX stand for?
about 9,000 of them came to North America.
About 9,000.
About 9,000.
1,200 Canada.
Yeah.
And
Totally
I did,
rusted out now.
hold
What's it
hold
mean?
on. That's I did have that a second ago.
Super vehicle expression.
Let's see the name. These days, alphabet soup badges.
Yeah. I don't need this one.
Yada. Specialty vehicle experimental. X going to give it to you. X is capitalized for experimental. SVX. That's how it came.
Wait,
to
Special
be.
vehicle.
It's
Special-
SVEX.
Specialty vehicle
Specs.
experimental. Just normal.
Specs.
Yeah.
Specs.
Specs.
It. Yeah. That's
Well-
really knocked it out of the
you know
park
what?
on that.
Let's do next week's totally on SVXs.
Total SVX.
Specs, nothing like specs.
The specs. We'll bring the specs.
So this guy's got an SVX that's fast too. You said right on the track.
No, it's not an SVX.
You feel
It's
like a
simply an
GC80.
Impreza. Yeah.
Oh no, all right.
Nobody has.
Nobody.
Listen, I don't want to put false information out there. Nobody has an SVX. There's definitely fourth dimensional beings. Nobody has a fast SVX.
I don't think I'm ever going to remember SVX again. I've permanently
Just remember
flushed that from
specs.
my
Yeah.
vehicle vocabulary at this point.
Yeah, it's gone. It's gone.
Ooh, there's a SVX Nation.
There you go.
There's a nation of them.
XVX Nation.
Yep.
Must be like Vape Nation.
What an interesting owners club.
Mhm.
I don't know, but
I mean, even serial killers have fans. You know what I mean?
yeah, they sometimes have the most fans.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah,
you're not going to be good to have a club.
it's true.
You just need to exist.
Yeah, it needs to be at least two of you.
Yeah, but at least serial killers were good at what they did. You know,
Some of them.
most of them.
Well, not
Well,
the ones you know about.
Yeah.
I was,
Yeah.
None of the ones that have clubs are good.
yeah.
They're fantastic. Some of the best.
What do you mean? They're all in jail. They didn't get
Yeah.
away with it.
Yeah, they're crafty and handy with it too.
Dude,
It's
the ones
the
you
ones
don't
we
know,
don't know
the
about.
ones you don't know about, those are the ones I'm a fan of.
yeah.
Them the real champions.
Yeah, those are the real heroes out there.
What else do we have for callbacks or depth thoughts?
We had a donut meet we almost got into. Corey?
Yeah, we almost
Took a
vaguely
bit-
got into it.
Took a bit of a
Yeah, we had a donut meet. First one of the was it the first one
season.
of the year?
first one.
First one of the year, coldest day of the week.
Yeah. It was brutally cold. I grossly underestimated how cold it was going to be.
Yeah.
Where'd the wind come from?
I don't know.
It said, "Oh, you guys want to have some fun in the sun?"
Yeah, we're surrounded on all sides by buildings. Totally got destroyed by an Arctic wind.
When I got home, my face was I made a joke about it earlier. Like my face was burning.
Yeah.
Yeah, even so, we still had like 28, 30 cars show up.
Oh, big
People
time.
hanging
Yep.
out, having fun for a good portion of the morning. So I think it was a solid start to the year.
For sure.
I don't know
Oh,
about you?
so yeah, a ton of fun. Got to see all the homies. Started out light on the donuts, and then it just went crazy.
Somebody brought linguiça rolls.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shout to the linguiça
Who-
rolls.
Shouts to who brought those. Thank you very much.
Shout to everyone that brought donuts. Shout to the wind for blowing a whole box of donuts off the table.
Fucking wind. But yes, no, seriously, thank you as always for coming to hang out. And we hope everybody, had a good time.
We
seeing
hope next
everybody.
time it's a little warmer.
Yeah, a bit warmer.
We were seriously, if you'll recall the last podcast, like, oh, it's super nice this week. Let's
Yeah.
have a Sunday meet in the parking lot. And it's just like,
Yeah,
dude, I got here that morning and it got colder as the day went on.
you did actually.
Like, I got here at like 8 and it was like warm.
All right, good
And by
news.
warm, I mean not that cold.
Connor's up. So
Oh, he's awake.
we're gonna see if we can finagle a quick chat.
Is he's up? Is he?
Yeah. Hopefully he's inebriated. Yeah.
Yeah, see if he can do a Saint say put PATTYS. See what he does.
He's you'd be kneecapped for saying anything else. So we're gonna see if we can get some pronunciation.
We need a St. Patty's Day update from the motherland. I mean, I don't know how we could exist elsewhere.
Just tell them we need a live look real quick. You want to cue the boys? We cue the boys? Oh, you still got more?
Yeah.
Okay,
Oh, yeah, I
good.
got tons more.
All right.
I got a deep thought.
Okay.
I don't even know why this is like totally not on topic. But I had a long ride home today.
Mm-hmm.
Is Jamiroquai's album, Traveling Without Moving, one of the greatest records ever released? You tell me.
I don't think I've ever heard it.
Neither have I. I gotta be. I know who Jamiroquai is.
Boys.
I've seen the whatever that video is.
Yeah, pretty
The
good. Pretty good video. If you got into that beyond that, wow.
Yeah.
Wait,
what a
is that
slapper.
The where he's on like the conveyor belt?
No, he's driving the car.
Oh,
No
okay.
windshield.
Okay, right. Yeah, there's a lot of story about that, right?
Well,
Because those are
also-
all his cars.
Yeah, he's a huge car nut.
Yeah.
He's
Also,
a
my
Lancia Delta guy, Jamiroquai.
Yeah.
He's got an Integrale himself. Yeah, he might have sold it, but
Are you
He's,
guys-
he
is there-
definitely he sells nothing.
he at least has one.
Yeah, no,
For sure.
I'm sure he has it.
Is there a club for you guys?
I haven't asked
Not
him
yet.
about that, but we'll work on it. I didn't love his music, so I don't know if he'll let me in.
Come on. My other deep thought is so long and so off topic, I'm not even going to read it. It's a paragraph.
Is it car related?
No,
Okay.
No, not even
we'll-
slightly.
We'll come back to that.
that was real deep in the thoughts this
It's
week.
very-
Out in the woods, on the hill.
yeah,
Long ride
things happen.
Deep in the thoughts,
All
long
right,
ride home.
I got a voice memo. So let's see what we got
Okay.
here.
Rick
Send us a
V-Dub.
voice memo.
Rick V-Dub, absolutely great album. You're going to play it like that?
Patties, like the burgers. It's patties. Pronounce the D. Get the D in there, everyone loves the D.
That's a voice memo?
Yeah.
That's
Perfect.
fucking astonishing.
That's wonderful.
Do you want to plug it into the thing so people can actually hear it?
Could you hear it? Yeah.
Yeah, we could hear that. Yeah,
Yeah.
that was
All right,
that was
well,
all right. It was meeting.
Make a note
levels.
to listen to that on the podcast.
Yeah.
to double check.
Well, at least he's right too. So we've got it. Now we've got 2 out of 2 Irish fans saying
Can confirm.
can't confirm.
Yeah.
Do we have other Irish fans? I don't think so. I think we alienated all those guys with the weeks up to the saying patties.
Yeah. So
Unsubscribe.
And we're out.
It's been 140 episodes of mispronouncing patties.
Can't wait for St. Patty's
Yeah.
Day, right, boys?
Finally gave it out. What else? Oh wait, you said you weren't going to give your large deep thought. So is there any
No,
other callbacks?
it's way. Yeah,
Okay.
it was like 5 o'clock in the morning.
Oh, you know what? I think there was a.
you were
I
delirious.
was listening to music. I was delirious. I beat up from the day before.
Gavin Dowse
Gavin Dowse.
called back to Chuck and pressure washing. I don't know when this is. I think it
Love
was from
pressure
last
washing.
week.
Big fan.
He said, easily the greatest reduction in hard water drops on black or darker cars for washing is this device that he sent me on Amazon.
What is it? Is it the water softener thingy?
I think so.
So here's
Yeah.
the thing. That's 100% right, but
Can't you not find refills for it anywhere?
it's so expensive.
He said, I've been using this bad boy for 2 years. Replace once a year and no more hard minerals for $20. Walmart has them if you don't have Prime.
I'm going to need that because
Yeah, but I need that link though, because I've been looking at them too. Corey and I have been looking at them for years.
I bought the CR Spotless one, which Obsessed Garage uses.
Mm-hmm.
I bought it off of Amazon. I used it a few times, and then it just seemed to the filters were just done. It wasn't filtering the water anymore because then it wasn't spotless anymore. It was the hard water stains. So I boxed it back up, sent it back to Amazon,
Yeah.
and then I was like, all right, I just can't afford to do this.
Oh yeah, we gotta get that. We gotta put that in the group chat because I've been looking at getting a system like that forever. The interesting thing is I have a giant water softener system on the water in my house because I have well water.
Yeah.
But that doesn't. My water outside comes from
wow.
a well, and
Okay.
I'm not gonna put my sprinkler water through that because I'd have to replace it every week. So
Yeah.
This is a
happened?
bit of a different device. It's
Wanna see?
made by Camco. It's
let
a
me put eyes on that thing.
Taste Pure RV marine water filter.
Oh, I've heard of that. Amazing.
Yeah.
$17.
Yeah. that
Worth
is-
a shot.
Yeah, Camco, big shout. Was that
Shouts-
the Douse Master?
Shouts to Douse. Yes, Gavin
Big shout
Douse.
to the Douse, man. Thanks, buddy. That's
Yeah,
unbelievable.
CR Spotless water systems. This is what I bought.
Yeah, Corey bought the real.
Oh, geez.
Yeah,
okay.
that's a big boy.
So I bought that little
Oh,
thing.
you're going
And,
cartridge style, not messing around, huh?
They're huge cartridges, and then after a few washes, it just seemed like it wasn't like doing its job anymore. So I was like, I can't afford to do this. Like,
Yeah, no, I gotta put eyes on that. You gotta send that over.
How much were the cartridges?
the cartridges were probably like $90. So
Oh,
so-
Jesus.
yeah, so like,
How
I was
often
like-
do you change them?
Well,
every
that's
4
the thing.
washes.
All the reviews.
Depends how hard the water is. Yeah.
Yeah, all the reviews were like, it lasted me like about a year, and I like after a few washes, it just didn't.
They must have had a better water
Dude,
system.
Yeah.
Yeah, the water at my old house was like pretty shitty. So
Is
like,
it well water or town water?
no, it was town water. So
Well,
Oh,
that's
wow.
that's a big hint. Thank
That's
you,
what it
sir.
is.
Very
Yeah.
into that.
yeah,
Gotta
that is
put
that is a big
on the
hit.
old
Thanks for
pressure
that.
washer. Put that in line.
Any other callbacks?
No.
Okay. I'm going to cue the boys. News. Well, there's a lot of news this week. Nothing.
Unlike last week. Last week,
Nothing huge and monumental, but a lot of
I got a really good one.
little pieces here flying and moving around, flying.
I got one that people have been asking for.
Okay,
You ready?
let's roll with it.
Is that me?
Yeah, it was my
That's
phone.
terrible.
Oh, his is live.
Boys, I got a Young Ben update.
Oh boy.
An update on Young Ben Chen, our man
Yeah.
with the Gembala Porsche
Oh, geez, yes.
that crashed that baby into a couple things in Manhattan,
Yep.
I believe.
Bet went on a bit of a
Bit of a bender.
bit of a bender.
Not rocks, though.
I was
people.
going to say tirade. I was going to say tirade in a Carrera GT.
Yeah, if you remember this, Young Ben Chen crashes Carrera GT into a whole plethora of cars and stuff in downtown Manhattan.
Yep.
Well, that is not a downtown Manhattan, just Manhattan. And then drove away with 3 wheels on the car, making a glorious noise, by the way.
Oh my god. Yeah, it's quite possibly the best car note of all time.
And quite possibly the ugliest Carrera GT, in my opinion.
Oh my god, it didn't bother me as much as anything else. that
Most of the
Gambala
other
does.
Gambala stuff's
Yeah.
terrible, but the
The
with 3
Gembala
wheels,
Mirage.
then he crashes into something else, and then the police, there's videos of him getting apprehended.
Yeah.
They dropped all the charges.
Did baby?
Wasn't enough proof.
Not enough proof. What was
Not
it?
enough
on
proof?
The car, didn't give it away.
The DA dropped it, didn't even bring it anywhere.
Which proves if you
After
have
almost a year.
Which-
On the-
So if you watch actually Rob Ferretti's video on it, it's interesting. I like his take on stuff.
yeah.
That's Super Speeders, Rob. That's where I kind of watched.
yeah.
Wow.
Quote unquote. The people are moving to dismiss this matter because the case cannot be proven beyond a reasonable doubt.
That's the craziest thing I've ever heard.
Listen.
There's one of those cars.
I watched a YouTube video.
Videos
Enough for me.
Videos of that kid driving it.
Yeah.
Who has actual ownership of said vehicle.
Correct. Whose
Yeah.
name's on the thing.
Right.
I think whose license plate is also the name.
And there's video of him getting out of said vehicle
With 3 wheels, right?
with 3 wheels.
Yeah.
With the cop there.
Screaming, I believe, at the same time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I can see how there wouldn't be proof.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, I got a red light camera ticket. I got to pay it.
I mean,
in Italy.
Don't even get me on the goddamn thing. Me to fucking Giorgio
Oh,
Vanilla's
Giorgio.
trying to get me.
it's interesting because, like, I guess this is what you pay people to do for you, right?
Yeah, but Ferretti's point was he didn't pay. It didn't get to
Yeah.
lawyers.
No.
So, like, if you got to lawyers, it's one thing, but there were no lawyers involved. It got dropped.
I don't
before
believe
court.
that his lawyer wasn't involved in anything. There's no way.
I wonder if there
There's
was
no
a,
way. I was just like, yeah, no, we're good.
Little back room.
I was just gonna
Yeah.
say, I wonder if there
Yeah.
was a
Hey, let's
closed
have a-
door.
Yeah, but that's the problem. That's not how that works.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean,
it'd be
it works
one
for
thing.
him.
It'd be one thing if
Yeah.
he went to court and
Yeah.
it was like, okay, his lawyer got it knocked down, or this lawyer proved that you can't tell it's him.
Yeah.
But
I mean,
you
it
don't
worked,
do
worked
that
for him.
pre-trial. Yeah, I mean, for now it
Yeah.
has. I think the outrage in this is going to turn the thing around,
I think,
or just disappear from the news cycle when the mayor of New York touches somebody
yeah,
again. And
this
that's that.
singular person has caused so many other issues, doing so many other things, incredibly similar to this, year after year after year on a specific event. Nothing's ever come of it, and nothing
Sure.
ever will. So it's just kind of like, you know,
Impressive stuff.
stayed off of Instagram for 9 months and then just post some food stories of what he's eating at some kind of crazy restaurant.
Yeah.
Yeah, bummer.
Yeah.
That his girlfriend's no longer twerking on Instagram on his account.
No, it's so unfortunate.
Kind of fucking letdown for the whole
I
world.
just
honestly.
sent him eggplant emojis.
Did you really?
Yeah.
You know, I know a guy that knows him. You know the same
Yeah,
guy.
yeah, I'm aware. Yeah. I don't ever connected to, but yeah. But yeah, no, you're right. That's not how that's supposed to work at all. for
No, and that
anyone.
was Freddie's whole thing. It's
Yeah.
like, okay, like it's one thing if you go to court and you get it thrown out, but if like it gets thrown out without going to court, that's impressive amounts of money.
Yeah.
But there are impressive amounts of money involved.
Yeah.
So,
Also, what's the over under on the car being rebuilt?
100%.
Yeah.
Self-insured. It's rebuilt.
I would imagine. So I mean, there's only
bring a trailer
25
tomorrow.
Bring a trailer. So there's only 25.
Bring
so
a,
I mean,
bring a wrecker.
Gambala probably has interest in like redoing it.
Gambala probably called him and was like, hey, you need that thing redone?
Probably.
We need some money.
It's probably the best promotional stuff they've ever
Yeah,
had. so-
exactly. This is unbelievable.
Yeah. It's also the only good-looking vehicle they've ever put their hands on. So
Stunningly good compared to every other Gambala.
yeah. So
But kind of starting with a better car.
far better platform than what they normally start with.
Yeah.
Like they can leave their race and everything alone. You
Yeah.
know?
No, not yeah, Gambala is interesting. But anyways, yeah, young Ben Chen, one of our favorite young
Almost
Bens.
a year to the day that happened.
Yeah.
It was April 10th, I think it was.
Yeah, it was just so impressive to see Manhattan totally empty.
Right.
Right? How
And like
wild
this
is
guy
that?
doing it and like the people on the street just being like, yo, you see what that dude just did? He just drove away with 3 wheels.
Yeah.
It's
Sounded
fucking
great though.
amazing. Oh man, so loud.
Because it was at a time too where everybody was pretty unsure what the hell was actually going on.
Right, and we talked about it during the time. Like he might have just lost a loved one to this whole thing, and
Yeah.
believe me, that's terrible.
Yeah.
I didn't know it made you above the law, but hey,
Right.
that's probably not what did either. It's
No,
probably the
no.
massive amount of money.
Steven Seagal is a good movie. Above the Law.
Oh well, my favorite Steven Seagal's the other one,
Hard to Kill.
I just remember the one that was
No.
in the pool hall.
the pool hole 101.
Oh, I don't know the name of it though.
He keeps on going around asking if he's seen this guy. Somebody whacked him. Oh my god, I was Steven Seagal from that movie for Halloween.
Yeah.
Nobody knew who I was.
Yeah. You kind of look like Han Solo a little bit.
Yeah, yeah. Kind of a shitty Han Solo.
He did.
If I'm honest.
The other
But Han
Steven
Solo doesn't have a
Seagal.
police badge. You
Yeah.
know what I mean?
Yeah. That was
And I
also
kept
the
on going around screaming whatever that guy's name was.
I was dressed with the guy from Law and Order SVU and no one knew who I was either. I was just wearing a brown ugly suit.
It was a tough Halloween overall for the whole crew. What's that Steven Seagal movie, man? It's the best one.
Under Siege.
No.
Under Siege 2.
No.
Yeah, look it up.
That's
I
all
got
I got. That's all I got.
Steven Seagal movies. Here we go. Hey, just turn on TNN right now. I'm sure it's on.
Definitely on there. Oh, it was TNT or TNN?
Yeah. Oh, TNT.
Yeah,
It was
TNT. Yeah,
Maybe
they're
TNN
either
too.
playing that or Silence of the Lambs.
It might surprise you that he's in a lot of movies you haven't heard of.
He was in a bunch, yeah.
He's a national treasure.
Generally
is.
with the same storyline.
Yeah, no, they're all the same.
You kind of film them all at the same time.
I'm pretty sure he puts out a movie every year.
He was a cop for a little while too, right?
In a movie.
Like IRL? Or?
I think in real life. I can't remember.
I mean, it wouldn't surprise me, I guess.
Until he got all swollen. Until he got all
Swollen.
Swollen. No,
I was
it's
gonna
not
say.
swollen.
I've scrolled for like this whole time, and I'm only at
And you
2002.
You still can't
And this
find.
movie's like mid-90s best.
I was
Yeah.
gonna say, yeah, this is gonna be 90s
Out for
movie.
Justice.
Oh, there's another classic.
Dark Taurus, Weekend Today. Deep Fat Fried.
Absolute
Hell's
banger of a
Clubs.
movie.
I mean, Bobby Luco. You do Bobby Lupo. Bobby Lupo.
Bobby Lupo.
Yeah, so if I put Who Killed Bobby Lupo.
There you go.
We're bringing you in-depth analysis here.
Who killed Bobby
of
Lupo?
Steven Seagal.
Richie Mondano killed him.
Richie
and he killed him in the
Mondano.
movie Out for
Richie,
Justice,
Out for
1991.
Justice. I think I said
you
that.
had that one,
Boom.
yeah.
Nailed it.
Did you say Out for
I
Justice?
said Out for Justice. Yeah.
Way
Richie!
back.
You just scream Richie?
Josh, that's pretty impressive. I'm not going to lie to
Who
you,
did
buddy.
Bobby Lupo? If you watch Out for Justice, like the amount of fight scenes for no reason in that movie is astonishing.
It reminds me of John Wick a little bit.
Bobby Lupo.
John Wick before John Wick.
Yeah, but it was Gino. He was his name in
Gino.
that movie is outrageously
Is
bad.
yeah.
It's like please God. What was the name of his character in that movie? It's the funniest name in any movie. Out for Justice, Gino Felino.
That's a 1991.
That's
Car off
Georgio's
that guy.
brother
You
right
buy
there.
car off that guy. Gino
1991.
Felino. Yeah. And but his partner Bobby Lupo, who got whacked. So he just goes around the whole movie screaming, who did Bobby Lupo? And turns out it's Richie Mondano, obviously.
Yeah.
That's when movies are good.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was Gino Felino.
Yeah.
Which wasn't insulting to my Italian heritage at all. You
Which,
know?
not to be confused with what, Gino Vanilla?
Giorgio.
Giorgio.
Giorgio
Vanilla.
Vanilla.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that guy's a national treasure.
Genoa
All
Salami.
right, moving along.
New development. Audi ends development of new combustion engines. Will update existing ones.
Isn't that old news? Wasn't that like in 2007?
No. This at least confirms it.
That was good engines.
Audi is getting ready. Audi is getting ready for a future without TFSI, TSI, and TDI badges on its cars. Company boss Markus Dussmann has told German publication Automobile Wash the Four Rings are no longer developing entirely new engines. What that actually means is there won't be a next generation of ICE engines, but the existing gasoline and diesel powertrains will be updated to meet increasingly stringent emissions regulations.
So Audi does that. BMW says
BMW
Hold my
says the
beer.
exact opposite. BMW has no
Gas
plans
only.
to stop developing internal combustion engines, unlike Audi, who announced the exact opposite on Tuesday.
Wow.
There's
If you're
that.
making turds for the last decade, you'd do that too.
I wonder where Mercedes lies in this whole thing.
Say-
We're just gonna make really small engines.
Really
is what we're
small
gonna do now.
engines.
We're gonna fall in the middle.
Yeah, we're gonna
Yeah.
right. Everything you loved and made a lot of warlock noises, or no? What do we say? Bring the motherfucking ruckus
Yeah.
noises. Yeah,
Blub,
we're gonna
blub,
stop.
blub, blub.
We're gonna
Yeah.
stop doing that.
Well, that's yeah. I mean, yep. I thought they did this years ago. So.
We're a dying breed.
They said they're still going to use the junk engines they have though for the time
Yeah.
being.
Correct.
They're
Yes.
just not going to make any more junk engines.
Yes.
So they're just gonna jam the 5-cylinder into everything.
It's gonna
Yeah,
be
I
like,
mean that if they just do that
Yeah.
and they get rid of all the motors and they just put the 5 in everything. All
Be
right.
all right. Be all right.
I don't think that's what's gonna happen.
I'm into that. That's probably what they mean.
Yeah.
I'm sure that's what they mean.
One can hope. It's gonna be like the
It's half
what
a
is it?
Lamborghini engine, kid.
It's gonna be like the Frontier. It's just gonna span across
Yeah.
generations.
So that's gonna be my point. Is so how many years
You
is
mean
this
like
gonna
the
go on
GTR?
for?
You're
Yeah,
right.
that too.
Exactly.
It's gonna be like an R35. It's just
Yeah.
the forever car now.
So is it gonna be 2030 and we're still the 2-liter turbo
TFSI 4-cylinder.
is
yeah.
still gonna be in the S4 or whatever the fuck it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what happens when you reach peak. You know,
Right. How can you improve?
peak engine. You're not going anywhere beyond that.
I think they reach valley. We've
We've reached seafloor.
yeah.
Well, good for Audi.
I guess right.
Yeah.
Um,
If you're an Audi fan, maybe I don't know.
speaking of really fast
If
cars,
you're an Audi
like
fan, you probably don't like any of their new motors anyway,
yeah.
except for the 5. Shouts to the 5.
Peace to the God.
Peace to the 5.
That was the fun.
So there's actually a listener, Jock and Jake B, sent me this little video clip,
Oh.
and it's obviously it's Texas 2K.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Oh, it's Texas 2K right now,
Right
isn't it?
now, yeah.
Right
Oh,
now, yeah.
can't wait for the YouTube videos.
yeah, that's what I'm waiting for too. So it's the Houston Police Department at a drag track,
Yep.
and they're all like bodied up, all lined up, all in arms with each other,
Hard stance.
and they
Holding hands.
developed a special task force to combat street racing.
I'll bet it were real special.
Right? They have some. Let me actually get the exact verbiage here. They assigned a specifically designed Camaros to each district special unit
'Cause
to
what
try
else would a
and
police
apprehend
officer
street
be
racers.
driving?
So I mean, there's not a single card on there.
Nobody-
short of 1,200 horsepower.
Nobody did any research.
They've got a 4,500-pound Camaro with 350 horsepower.
Exactly.
It's a V6.
They've got the V6
Yeah,
Camaros
yeah.
out there. Watch out, boys.
It was hysterical. And then so it plays that clip, like 30 seconds of that clip, and it cuts to Charlie Murphy laughing in the Chappelle show with Donnell Rawlings. Perfect.
I mean, you can get whatever Camaro you want.
Yeah.
You're right. There's not a single car that's going to run
Yeah.
that you're going to be able to catch the Camaro. Unless it blows up, which you'll probably catch a bunch of them.
Yeah.
Actually. Come to think
I
of
don't
it,
know.
you're going to catch a lot of guys.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, you're right. You only need a 3-cylinder.
Yeah, because if you have 800 horsepower,
Yeah.
you're not even going to get a race at Texas 2K.
No. And the only thing down there that would kind of be on the streets are like the legit cars that are doing the crazy stuff. Those are kind of real deal cars backed by sponsors. You're not taking on the street type thing. We know that because what's his face took his car down.
Wait,
there.
there's a legitimate part of Texas 2K?
Yeah, it's an actual event.
Oh, I've never seen any of that footage.
Really? Oh, you should
Oh,
watch some of that
geez.
stuff.
Yeah.
It's like H2O. No, I've never
no.
seen the show. I've only seen the street racing.
Okay, yeah, that's fair. Those. What's the name of that company?
Calvo?
No. The ones
Sheepy
local.
Race?
Kaizen, who was the company.
Yeah.
They had that R35 they brought down there, and you can't you just couldn't take that on the street. But there's a bunch of cars down there that have no business being on the street. That's what we watch.
They should have the police should have spoken with Mr. Calvo,
Yeah.
Antonio Calvo,
Yeah.
and had him fix their cars for them.
I don't think
It's in the police budget.
I don't think it's in the budget.
We need
Yeah.
$200,000 for turbo kit.
Yeah. We need a bunch of money.
Boost by gear. It's the newest thing in police.
It's a funny little video. It's been floating around because once he sent it to me, obviously Instagram knew that, and then it came up in my algorithm a bunch. It's funny. I can't wait to see what's going on here. I mean, even if you were one of these guys and you blew by one of these cops in a Camaro, I mean,
It's just not. I mean, I kind of do promote this, but not for the podcast.
yeah.
You go that fast.
I-
You don't.
hey,
you don't
listen.
stop.
I'm not saying I promote it. I'm not saying I don't promote it. I'm saying I get it.
I get it.
Yeah, I'm saying I
Yeah. If
understand.
I've got like a 2,200 horsepower Viper and I pass a cop at triple digits,
yeah,
chances of me stopping pretty slim.
yeah, I get it. Hey, I get it.
You probably
know?
won't even see the cop.
Yeah, I don't know
That's
what
tr-
you see at that speed.
Nothing.
It's
You
just-
see death. It's just you and God.
It's, just, it's like the Millennium Falcon.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah, 12 parcels.
Yeah.
Well, on that note,
Yeah.
perhaps the Houston PD should take a page from Portugal's National
I would
Republic.
say definitely not the United States.
Make all
Torture-
drugs legal.
Portugal's National Republican Guard, because they are going to pilot a confiscated Nissan GTR
Yep.
that is going to be repurposed for organ transport.
Okay. Is it over 1,200 horsepower?
No,
Not gonna work.
I don't know. Let's see. It looks like it appears to be an early 2010 model. Yeah, so I think it looks pretty stock. Making 485.
Yeah, the police dynoed it.
Yeah,
Faster than the
apparently.
cop car.
Makes 485. You're going to throw some nitrous on there, little Zex.
Yeah.
Quick
Throw the fridge in
sidebar.
that thing.
Need that heart?
We just had someone chime in the chat. Lance H. Don't know who you are, buddy. Just started the podcast. Currently on episode 30. He'll see us when he catches up.
Wow, man. Can't wait to.
If you get that far,
Yeah, God bless you.
applaud.
Yeah.
applaud.
No, that's
yeah,
awesome.
Yeah.
These news sections must be really pertinent.
Episode 30. I'm sure. I don't
Episode
even
30
know.
was a big episode.
Was it?
No, I don't.
I don't know if something
no
stuck in your mind about it.
No, I can't. I mean, I can't remember anything from 2
Yesterday.
sentences
I mean, I was
ago.
going to say last week, I barely remember.
I got one.
Yeah.
It's a sad one.
Yes, it is.
Sabine Schmitz
Yes.
passed away today, I believe. This morning, was
I
that
believe everything came out this
correct?
morning.
It came out
Yeah.
today. She
Yeah.
lost a battle with cancer, which is terrible. Queen of the Ring. And it's just, I don't know. We all know her from Top
Yeah.
Gear and all the other stuff she's been in. And I'm
Absolutely.
thinking that's probably why she wasn't kind of in the newer ones a bit because of that. But God, funny as hell. Animal to drive. She's I don't
Over
know.
20,000 laps on
Yeah.
the Nürburgring.
It's crazy.
That's insane.
Queen of the Ring.
You know, I woke up this morning and I unlock my phone. I'm looking and like, first thing I do is I see that this happened. And I'm like, oh my God, this is terrible. Like, this is so fucking sad. This is not how I want to start my morning. I don't know why, but for some reason, like, she brought such like a radiant like personality to all the shows she was on and all the stuff she did. That like when it was like a treat when she was on any of these shows. It's like, oh, Sabine's on. Oh, Sabine's gonna kick these guys' asses. You know,
Oh,
like,
every single time.
every single time. I mean, her whipping the Ford Transit around the Nürburgring in
One of the
under
most
10 minutes.
unforgettable. Yeah.
It's still one of the most. Yeah, it was still one of the best Top Gear episodes ever. And then you see she passed away. I'm like, that's fucking terrible.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't know she was battling cancer, so it was certainly a shock. But she was quite young. And
51 is quite young for something
Anyways,
like that.
wildly entertaining. She hung out with the president of the Cars for a long time.
Yep.
The God himself.
You see the
Oh yeah.
yeah.
So yeah, that's really sad. So we'll miss her.
You know, and she obviously won a lot of things.
First woman to win the Nürburgring
That's-
24 hours,
yeah.
96.
First woman. I wasn't sure of the year, but I just remember seeing it. It's like, wow, that's like a huge accomplishment. There's a lot of these things that are just
Yeah,
enormous
ridiculous.
accomplishments, even for anybody to be doing this stuff.
Yeah.
And an E36 M3, Josh, nonetheless.
Was it? I didn't even
It
know
was,
that.
it
Oh,
was.
that's awesome.
It was an E36M. Yeah,
Shouts
there's
to
a
1996.
Good year.
a pretty prestigious photo of her like posed next to it with her helmet and everything, like on her arm.
Yeah, I did. Matter of fact, I did see that one.
It's kind of like kids' first day at school type thing. But next to,
right.
yeah. You know, after that, it was war on the track.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No holds barred. Yeah, unfortunately, the world, or the racing world and motorsports world and car world in general, lost a good one. Let's see.
Yeah, truly sucks.
What else do I have? Audi dealer marks up RS6 Avant. Tax on $100,000.
Yeah.
You gave me a discount though.
Market adjustment, $100,000. but they did give you the package discount, which was minus $633.
The perfect package 3.0.
Not the perfect package 3.0. Shouts Manscaped. Use code Revival, REVIVAL. No, but they decided to take it upon themselves. Where is this son of a bitch? The dealership Audi of Henderson.
New York, Henderson,
Las Vegas, outside southeast of Las Vegas. Had an RS6 Avant. It looks to be some sort of frost blue color. Oh, there it is. Matte Navarra blue. Featured carbon optic and driver assistance packages. Let's see. It is currently the only RS6 Avant the dealership has on the lot. Oh, take advantage.
It's gonna remain that way.
Take advantage of what you got. So yeah, they slapped on a. Oh wait, there's been an update. Slapped on $100,000 market adjustment. However, this just in. After, let's see, the drive, thanks to the drive for this article and update, as of Tuesday, March 16th, here's what it was. After contacting the dealership in question, we were told that the markup will be reduced to $35,000 instead of the original $100,000. The fourth paragraph has been updated to reflect this. Let's see. Yeah, so that was the last update. So it looks like they, instead of $100,000, they backed down, only going to stiff you another $35,000.
There you go.
Yeah, so there's a win, I guess. But yeah, that was, we know what happens. And
yeah, I don't know. I mean, are they hoping like someone's gonna hit big at the one of the casinos in Vegas and be like, what I need?
Not pay attention.
I need to pay $250,000 for a car that's $100,000.
I like that car.
Yeah.
You know what? Let's buy it.
I don't know. I guess I don't. It sounds just crazy to me that. I mean, I guess if you put it out there, right? If you put out $100,000, right? And then I in no way, shape, or form do I ever condone markups like this. But like, if you put out a thing of $100,000, right, and someone comes in and they're willing to pay $20,000 over,
yeah,
they feel like, oh, I got them down $80,000, which
steal,
you didn't.
right.
You overpaid 20, but deal's like, yeah, we'll pocket that.
Yeah, that's why I'm going to put a markup on the MCV of $30,000 right now. First sale.
Yeah.
Hey man, if you can get it, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
it pays. It pays for the discounts.
I guess I pays for the dealership to try,
Right. Hey, everybody gambles in Vegas.
Yeah. It's interesting how the thought process behind it, But I guess if you only get one, and they're like, well, we got to kind of make as much as we can off of this one. I don't know how many people. Here's another thing: how many people are buying all-wheel drive cars out in
Vegas?
Vegas. They're popular here because, people think they need them for like the weather and everything like that. Out in Vegas,
And how are you not comparing cars in other states when you're comparing a car like that?
Yeah,
right. Because I think that's
Do you want the one with the $100,000 market adjustment, or are you going to look for the one that
they're just going to get somebody who just happened to win money and be like, fuck it, I want a stake in that car.
a stake in that car. Yeah.
Still drunk from the craps.
They're going to focus
Exactly.
RS it,
Exactly.
And they didn't sell. Oh
Yeah.
yeah, I thought those were order only cars. I don't think those were going to be sitting on lots. Well, I guess the dealership can order
There's
it.
allocations. Yeah.
Yeah.
Are they coming in paint to sample too? Like, they got special colors?
I'd
and
imagine
everything
so.
that
I
you order from the
think so
factory?
because I've seen a handful of special colors.
I don't think I've seen two the same since they've come out. Two the same color, other than that gray.
I've seen there's red ones and white ones.
I've seen a bunch of different
That's
blues,
blues,
light
purples,
silvery.
pinks.
Yeah, those are.
Although the pink one, I don't know if the pink one is real or a wrap, but whatever. Let's see another one.
Yep.
A few months back, everybody was enamored with obviously we still are, the Ram TRX, but there was a YouTube video of a guy jumping one. So
As
again,
tradition demands.
this right, exactly. First thing you do. It's all about the subs.
Jump the creek, right?
Jumped a creek. So this comes from Motor1.com. Guy who jumped his Ram TRX over a stream charged with 18 different counts.
Did he make it? I'd imagine if you
Have you watched the video? Did you?
No.
Today was the first day I've seen the video.
I'd imagine if you were to flub a creek jump, the DEM's not going to be super happy.
He did the original Ford Raptor jump proud.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
but he didn't land in the creek.
No.
No.
He's
landed
done a
like-
lot of things with
And
the
it
truck
didn't leak
since then.
fluid everywhere.
No.
Correct.
So what's he getting charged with?
So
I'll
actually,
tell you what.
You're gonna
Very excited to hear.
you're gonna like this guy.
2 counts disturbing waterways.
Disturbing waterway. Oh, that's going to hold.
Yeah.
Wow.
6 counts of pollution to water.
How did he land in it?
Don't know. Well, we do know he didn't, but we don't know
Okay.
what else he
Well,
did.
That's not going to work
6
either.
counts of littering.
No, so not going to. Well, maybe that'll hold up. Get a $150 fine.
4 counts of misuse of property in the waterways. Other individuals.
Arguable.
other individuals who were previously convicted under these exact same laws have been ordered to pay civil rights damages, not civil rights damages, civil damages resulting in restitution to the Commonwealth for damage to the fish commercial real estate value, the replacement cost of fish based on the angling value. What is an angling value?
What state is this?
Pennsylvania.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
What do they charge the other guys?
The other
That
people
seems to be like $1,000 worth of fines, if I'm honest.
other
He
people
littered.
who have been charged with the same things he's charged, nowhere near as many as at once, have had to pay. So his assumption, gentleman Street Beach 717,
Also known as Mike.
also known as Mike.
Street Meat 717.
Street meat. Yeah, there you go.
Street
Yeah,
meat.
right. Street meat is the best meat. Is his lawyers dealing with it, and he's like, yeah, they're just trying to make an example out of me.
So yeah, he gets
Yeah, but
really
that's
into
what
it.
courts are for.
Yeah.
Yeah.
because
So
you
it's the
can't.
young Ben.
Yeah, it's Ben
from
Chen, right? There you go.
Manhattan,
Young Ben Chen,
lawyers.
According to Mike, his TRX did not leak any gasoline or oil coolant into the water that would have poisoned the fish. He
It had
also
like 3 miles on it.
also doesn't agree with the littering charges brought against him, saying he came there to shoot his video and went home without throwing any trash or garbage on the property. The charges
Besides
he's
the Dodge.
facing, let's see,
It's
the
all
charges,
the plastics that came off when he landed.
the glass. He's facing are not strictly related to his TRX jump video, as he also is being accused of running a vehicle without forwarding in the most direct manner, whatever
Without
that means.
forwarding in the most direct
Whatever that
manner.
one
So if he
means.
just drove through, it would have been fine.
Here's where it gets really, here's where
Extra hairy.
yeehaw. Mike believes the people who wrote the 18 criminal court counts, in quotes, must really hate him. He's already been talking to lawyers and having the issues resolved. After explaining to the PFBC's decision to file charges against him,
That's nicer than I would have put it.
the YouTuber added, "I pay literally hundreds of thousands of dollars in taxes, and I don't even want free stuff. I just want to be left alone, and the government can't help itself but in."
Typical government overreach. I like this guy.
See, I knew you were gonna like him.
Hundreds of thousands of dollars. You know what? I'll pay the $1,000 fine because that's probably what that
Yeah.
amounts to. Y'all can fuck off. I monetized.
Yeah.
And he also says, here's a guy having fun, making a living, living his dream. Let's try to ruin that
He's living his truth.
as best we can.
That guy's living his truth. Probably wasn't wearing a seatbelt either, like a true libertarian.
We've got to
I don't need
ruin
the
it.
government in my car.
And we have still, it's pretty crazy. And I think they are trying to throw the book at me because it's easy and it's on video, or to make an example because it's video that got 1.6 million views.
This guy needs
Hard
representation. I'm his man.
Yeah.
None of that stuff's gonna hold. You kidding me? This guy's the Teflon Don in the situation. Take it all the way to the Supreme Court. They're gonna
Yeah, so what they
get this guy for littering and polluting water when he didn't even leak anything.
Yeah.
And to end, Mike says these
If it was a
accusations.
Porsche, it would have leaked the whole way over. But
Exactly, yeah.
it was a Dodge.
IMS all over the place.
Mike says these accusations aren't going to stop him from holding back on doing any jumps as he's
I
building
jump it again.
additional ramps to shoot what he hopes will be a more viral video.
You know what I would do?
Yeah, he's going for a backflip.
I'd duct tape an American flag to the back of that bad boy, and I'd send it right back over. And I'd take the letter with all the fines, and I litter it into the stream as I went over.
Maybe you should jump it in reverse and be like, hey, I
all
undid
the
it.
fines go away if you jump it backwards.
Yeah. Jump it backwards. I undid
reversed
it.
it.
How badly did he break the Dodge?
It was, well,
It
you
looks
said it's
worse
still
than it
around,
was,
right?
but
'Cause
he's done a bunch of other videos with it. So either he had it repaired, bought another one, or it just wasn't that bad to
I
begin with.
believe this was the one that the suspension blew out
He
because
should donate
Bill
that Dodge to the police
Steen,
station.
Bill Steen wanted
Whatever
the
those
components.
4 pieces
Yeah.
were that he littered were whatever popped
Yeah,
off the
that's what's
car,
going
so.
Bill Steen, after he did
The
this,
frame, I guess.
Bill Steen reached out to him and was like, hey, we want the suspension off the car. Like,
For
we'll
R&D
send you
stuff.
replacements, but we want the suspension off the
This
car.
is going to be like when Shaq first started breaking backboards, and they started finding them, and Nike was like, we'll pay everyone.
Yeah,
It's gonna be
exactly.
Bill Steen's going to be
Yeah.
like, whatever fines you got, we got you
Yeah,
covered.
Nike makes Jordan red and black sneakers. NBA says you can't wear them. Nike's like, yeah,
Keep paying.
every single game you wear those.
Yeah, it's gonna be like
Yeah.
this guy and Bill Steen.
in the video, a bunch of glass broke too because you can see it in the
Yeah, glass is
in the
natural.
car.
Back to the sand,
Yeah. Silica.
So it looks like the thing folded pretty well.
dude. I love
upon
this
the
guy.
way-
Yeah.
Upon
I love this
re-entry.
guy.
If you check out his YouTube channel, everything is just like, what is he doing?
Is
How
he from PA?
I
think
assume
so.
yeah.
Yeah.
Was it where he was? Is that why they're getting him with all the
It's because of the
environmental
creek stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
Was it the creek on his property? Because then I'd be
So
losing my mind.
it was private property. It said private property. It didn't say his property, but he did say private.
So he had
property.
permission to use a citizen's private property and they're trying to get out of here.
Maybe.
Yeah.
He probably does now if he got 1 point whatever million
In
views.
my eyes, it was like him trying to jump the Scituate Reservoir. Like, like that's how I saw it.
Dude, the fine would be him landing in it.
Yeah.
How big was this river?
It wasn't that big.
Yeah, it wasn't that big.
It was a
at all.
creek, right?
Yeah. No, but I'm saying like using like the property of the Scituate Reservoir, like that's how I saw it.
That's semi-private, but
Yeah.
I could see how that could work.
yeah. It could be an issue.
Did you go noodling? Did he ruin the noodling?
The noodling.
You gonna be able to noodle there?
I'm trying to catch a little catfish on the little nub right there.
Little
Yeah, so-
noodle.
Yeah.
Yep. Just pop it in that.
Yeah, maybe go noodling over there.
Wait for a little nibble.
Noodling for noodles. Boys, I got some news.
Okay.
Toyota is putting out its Model Y competition next month at the Shanghai Auto Show. And I'm actually interested to see it.
Do we know anything about it at all?
No. It's going to be an electric RAV4, let's be honest. However,
Probably.
for the market as a whole, with this legacy car brand like Toyota coming out, if they're able to put this Model Y fighter out at a price, probably around Tesla's price, what does this do for like the startups, like the Neos, the Lucids, the Rivians that haven't scaled up yet? You know what I mean? Once these legacy boys start swinging, how you gonna fight that?
Or what's the other one that just they just figured out that they actually don't have anything at all and they were faking the orders. That were
That's
coming in.
all of them. But,
No, but
the
this
one
one
that
in
they
particular.
discovered, I forgot who it was.
There's
We talked about it too.
Nikola, and then what was he? There's another one that like last week it just came out.
Oh, last week?
Yeah, it's like a new one, like a new startup.
NIO, Neo? I don't know. This
I
is
can't
what's going to happen
remember.
with all of them.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is once these guys get going, like if Toyota actually puts out a Model Y competitor, how are you going to run a startup against Toyota and Tesla now?
Yeah.
Plus all the other guys that are gearing up. Like
I know.
there's a new Kia one that came out that looks pretty cool.
The ID4 is out on the road now.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of competition now. It's not like when Tesla did it.
So
Yeah, I feel like Tesla gobbles them all up, and
Yeah, but now
it, you
now
know?
all the legacy guys are just gonna piss on the ashes. You know,
Right.
I mean,
Yep.
honestly, I don't know. So, anyways, should be interesting to see. I mean, a Toyota would be pretty sick. I know they make good shit apparently.
Yeah. I mean, just they're the biggest brand, right? Most sales, I believe.
yeah, I mean,
Yeah. it
I,
depends.
So
I
if
guess
they-
based
I
on the
just- Tesla
Camry
was,
alone,
I'm just
yeah.
saying, if like they create a good formula, if you will,
Mm.
and it's
Yeah, I mean, most overall
inevitable for it
cars
to-
sold, I think, is Toyota. Like just overall cars.
So
but
if they get a good formula, price the thing, price
Yeah,
the thing
it's gonna
competitive,
be hard to fight.
has good range, and brings the Toyota quality that everybody else is used to, their next upgrade very well could be whatever this thing is.
How about what about the I was talking about today about how much I love that all these legacy car brands are destroying all their like good brands like the Mustang Marquee,
right? The
the Marquee Mark. Is
Yeah.
that thing on the road or what? What's going on with that thing?
It's getting rave reviews. We have been sent a handful of videos of them at dealerships,
Okay.
that sort of stuff. So people are starting to take delivery of them.
Yeah.
I believe.
Apparently,
they're battling price adjustments as well, though.
Yeah.
according to Igor, it was Lordstown Motors that was faking it.
Lordstown. Okay.
Lordstown.
It does sound familiar.
The Lordstown.
I started reading. I was like, oh, so it's the same as
It's the
other
same as the
company.
last guys. Yeah. Yeah, it's just going to keep coming, man. Keep getting that startup cash, burning on houses out of the country with no extradition, and
Yep.
that's how we go.
Yeah. So
how we do's it.
You can pre-order your Revival truck at revivalmotoring.com. It's going to be a deposit of $1,000, and we won't be here next week.
Yeah, we'll get it to you when we get it to you. It's going to be nice. We're promising 900 miles of range,
Yep.
single charge.
900
Charges
horsepower.
in 1 minute.
Charges with a 120 volt AC adapter.
No, charges by lightning bolts.
Induction. Yeah.
Wireless
induction.
charging via lightning bolt.
Just gonna
Pretty cool stuff. Pretty cool
for,
stuff.
Hope for rain. All right. Covered the guy who jumped the creek.
That Jump the Creek guy, I'm with that guy.
I knew you would.
I'm going to watch that trial.
Chakras
It's
are
not going to
aligned.
trial. They're going to pull that all stuff all back. It's the craziest thing I ever heard.
Yeah.
Yeah. 18 counts is just crazy. Like
if it
if
was
you-
private land, like it was Jimmy Bobo's land,
yeah.
like, come on.
Hey, if they were to hit him with like a ticket, like an asshole ticket,
Yeah.
like, hey, come on, what the fuck? Hit him
Yeah,
with
like a
one
seatbelt ticket or something.
Yeah. But like what they don't understand is like, okay, so they just gave him content, right?
Oh, big
Right.
So
time.
it doesn't matter what they charge him.
He
like,
literally posted it up in a video.
They
Yeah,
gave
like,
us content
it's-
when we carved this out
Yeah, only we
online
don't get
as
paid
our
for it.
reaction video.
yeah.
What
This
else?
is good, Josh. You should, yeah.
This is So
this is what play stupid games, win stupid prizes.
from again the drive.com, H2OI attendee ignores tickets for months, taunts police on Facebook, promptly gets arrested.
Nice.
So
Yeah.
Was he in H2O land when he got arrested?
no.
So his local police got in on the action.
He was
Yeah.
in H2O land and committed a handful of
Felonies?
discrepancies, if you will.
Moving violations.
Yeah, some stuff. So what exactly?
I think it says captured.
Let's.
He was captured.
Oh no, that comes from the Ocean City Police Department. So,
Fugitive captured.
so this gentleman Boyles.
What, he jump a creek down there?
About a month after the event, Boyles posted in the H2OI Facebook group asking if anybody else had received a shitload of tickets, in quote unquote,
I remember that post.
in the mail,
Oh,
as
wow.
well as separate posts that listed. That listed a November 16th court date for the offenses. Speed Hunters actually did a story on this.
Like content read for speed hunters. You know.
Danny received citations for 7 offenses, all of which were listed as being part of the same incident.
Oh, wow.
So
What did he get? You got a list?
the offenses included negligent driving, reckless driving, failure to obey a traffic control device, driving a motor vehicle in a manner intended to cause excessive noise, as well as 3 other offenses related to Worcester
Driving.
County's new special event zone legislation. We all know about that, which is specifically aimed at curbing unruly behavior at automotive events.
Where's the ACLU to contest that stuff? That's
Let's see. Officials first used this designation, just whatever, so they permitted, et cetera, et cetera. So apparently that they were posting.
He squeaked second. He grabbed second.
Probably yeah, something like that.
Side of the road.
Let's see. So number of attendees. So apparently he had a warrant out as well. But at some point he decided it was a good idea on his best interest to taunt the police. So
Is he on death row now?
let's see. Ocean City Police Department
Yeah. How do you taunt the police?
put out on Facebook.
Yeah.
They have a thing. Apparently this is a thing. This is
On
why
their
these
Facebook.
fucking
This is why it's on
social media
Facebook.
is
Yeah.
just ridiculous.
Oh, it's hysterical.
They have a thing called It's Wanted Wednesday.
Wanted Wednesday?
On
so
their police.
funny.
All right. I'm going back to Facebook.
It's so
wa-
good because you see like the mugs of these kids, and it's just like
Is it all H2OI?
for the most
attendees or
part.
what?
It's got to be for down there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Apparently on Wanted Wednesday,
Yep.
they put this out and said, "Do you know Daniel Boyles' whereabouts? You can submit an anonymous crime tip at," and they provide a photo of him, a link to rat him out,
Please
as well as
say
a
he
crime-
Send a picture of a moon.
as well as a crime tip hotline.
hit
Are
him
they
with the
giving
goat.
rewards for
He
this stuff?
promptly responded to the post. Do you know of Daniel Boyles' whereabouts? Smiley face laughing. They wanted me held without bail. Smiley face laughing. All that sort of shit.
Oh, wow. That's,
Not too long
that was
after
a
that.
missed opportunity.
So not too long after that, they posted an update. Oh wait, I'm sorry. Update on March 11th, 2021. And it's just that same picture that they used initially. It just says captured in big giant
Oh,
letters.
my
on
God.
it.
The internet's
So,
Danny
the
Boy
worst.
didn't make it.
oh
Yeah.
man. Well, actually, so it turns out he brought himself in.
Turn himself in?
Yeah, turned himself
He was
in.
out on the lam? He
Yeah.
turned himself in?
He
Yeah.
was lambing it.
Is there a reward for stuff like that? Because I could see this getting crazy if you start putting.
Did he
prices
grab his
on
own
people's
I mean,
reward?
Rewards here.
those kids are all spineless anyway. They'll snitch on each other.
That's
So-
what I mean. That's,
Yeah.
that's a money grab.
I
if you
don't
ask me.
see. I don't see a reward. I just see that Wanted
right.
Wednesday, et cetera, et cetera.
They want you to work for free.
Yeah.
yeah.
Well,
yeah.
I'd like to thank Daniel for listening, first off.
It shows.
Second off, I think it was a missed opportunity with your response. You can't
Yeah.
use emojis if you're going to taunt the police. Everybody knows
Let's
that.
see. Danny's warrant was closed on 3/10 when showing that he was released on a $3,000 bond, and a new trial is set for sometime in May. So
Yeah.
yeah,
And he
there's
probably
that.
squeaked second, and that's why he got pulled over.
I have a feeling he probably did more than that, but
Is there a video of him get pulled over?
I don't believe.
I'm
so.
sure
I'm
somewhere.
sure. Yes, somebody
Somewhere,
has it.
Yeah.
He,
Did he make the after movie though?
probably.
That's how you know it's worth it.
Most likely. You can go in. I'd be his defense lawyer. Yeah, sir. The road got away from him.
Drove it away from
Yeah,
him.
he overfueled it.
Yeah, he overfueled.
Hit VTEC.
Yeah,
Too much air in the tires.
Not
Drove it
even-
away from him.
There's
You know how
really-
it is.
We can all really come to a great, conclusion here, an explanation. We can understand this.
Danny didn't mean anything by it.
Yeah, no, he was out there having a good
No,
time.
he
with
loves
his
the
buddies.
police. That wasn't a taunt. That was a kissy face.
He was laughing because he wants to help you.
He was trying to give you his coordinates, and he hit the wrong button.
Yeah, gets real dicey when
Can you
you're
prove
trying
it was even Danny?
when you're trying to rip second. What else do we have for news? Anything?
Dude, I don't know. I think that's the most crime news we've ever done.
Something about the automotive worlds and
Let's get into the main topic and attempted crimes.
you want. Let me. I'll hit that main topic button. It's the main topic. Main topic. Car auctions.
The Josh Alien voice never doesn't get me to giggle.
Is that actually Josh?
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
yeah.
Nice. Solid.
Car auctions. Corey presented us with this question the other day. Via text. Basically, to summarize,
Yeah.
enough is enough.
Right.
Yeah.
This is where we announce our auction
Yeah.
site.
So, unless you've been living under a rock, you know what a car auction is. There's many different ones out there, and it seems as if a new one pops up every other day, whether it be specific to a type of car, to
Like
model
P-car
years,
market.
generation, all that sort of stuff. So the question just that we've raised is, holy shit, how many more of these things do we need?
G-bodies only.
Yeah, it's kind of like Farmer's Daughter or whatever it is, the dating website.
Different
But
website.
Farmers only, but
Farmer's Daughters is out with
That
subscription
was the other
website.
website.
oh shit, yeah, I've been visiting the wrong one. But I just don't know. So okay, so I all these pop up. So Wall Street Motorsports, P-Car Market. There's a Mercedes
Wait,
Benz
Wall Street Motorsports?
Yeah, there's a Cars and Bids. There's another one I'm drawing a blank
Cars and
on.
Bids.
There's Bring a Trailer. It's been around.
Bat.
Bat.
They've
Bad.
just kind of been popping up left and right, and I'm just like,
Yeah, saw one yesterday, a car and something yesterday. I was like, what is even the site?
yeah.
There's a Radwood one. Rad
That's
car.
right. I did forget that. There's a Radwood specific one for
80s and 90s.
all the era cars that are being ruined right now. There's one specifically you can go there and watch them be ruined.
Yep.
So I just don't know at what point is like so the market was oversaturated just by one doing it, and now everyone's kind of like dipping their hand in the cookie jar to try and get a cookie, but it's like there's only gonna be so many.
And we have this question.
there's sites you can auction. You can essentially go in like a syndicate style, purchase a car as an investment now from an auction style website, which is crazy to me.
So I wonder when
And you never
you'll be
get
able
it. It's just stored.
It's you
You
never
can
drive
group-
it. Oh, you might be able to drive it a couple of times a year, but like you basically own it with
A group of
17
people.
other lien
Yeah.
So
holders
I
on
was
the
just going to say,
title,
I
and it's-
wonder when you're
yep.
going to be able to purchase a fraction of a
I
car.
wonder if I can
can already.
You can
Jesus.
as an investment. Yeah.
So
Can
you
I
can get a
sell
200
all my cars on a website like that and just keep? I could be the
you
caretaker.
probably could. Yeah.
Yeah.
You and 17 other lien holders, and the next thing you know, in 20 years, you get
Yeah, but then you get people
8%
like
profit.
the person he was dealing with who wants to know, what brand Air was putting the tires.
Actually, so yeah,
Right.
let's take
But you wouldn't be able to see them. You just know they
Yeah.
exist.
Yeah, you would have to,
you could have a group chat,
answer to someone. Yeah.
Love it.
text.
Little
Right.
group text.
right. You could have a clubhouse. I don't know, anything you
Can I
want.
take the car this Saturday? You have it.
I got a
Sunday,
clubhouse.
and-
So we're also have somebody in studio that is very familiar with the auction car
I'll
websites.
say I have experience.
You've
I don't know if
dabbled?
I've dabbled significantly. Yeah,
So
but
is what we've heard true? You accidentally bought a car.
I have not
Accidentally
bought
won a car.
I have.
Okay.
Yes.
You accidentally won a car.
So there was a car that popped up on Bring a Trailer actually a couple of years back. That's how I ended up with the Cayman. I had already had a car and I had was like cruising it later in the day after work one day, and there was a deal that sort of popped up, and it was like, oh wow, this isn't bad at all for this car. So it was one of those where I think it was just the timing was right. It was midweek on a whatever Tuesday, and people were on the commute home, and like I threw in a bid, and the next thing you know, I get home and it's like you've won, blah blah blah. It's like, oh shit, they pull $5,000 out of your account for a deposit, and it's non-refundable. You kind of own it at that point.
Yeah,
So,
that was yours.
yeah. So that's how I ended up with the Cayman. It seemed like a good deal at the time. It still was a pretty good
Yeah,
deal, but
yeah.
but
And I mean, you kept right now. You currently still own it.
I currently own it. Correct.
In the midst of
Not ready to sell.
prepping it for sale.
Yep. Just about ready actually.
How long ago was that? A couple of years, right?
I bought that in February 2018, I think it was. Yeah,
Okay,
a couple
yeah,
years.
so a decent amount of time.
I've gone through a couple of them, unfortunately, in the past couple of years.
Couple
but
Caymans or a couple
two Caymans, but
Oh, okay.
I've gone through a lot of cars over the past like 5 or 6 years, I think. But to that point, I don't think I've bought a car in person. It's been 7 cars, I think, at this point. That my days of going to look at a car at this point, it's like, if you got something to sell, send it to me. Make sure the pictures are working,
make sure they're good.
Make sure it's legit, and we'll go from there. But yeah, I don't do that anymore. I feel like it's the auction is the way to go for me.
Okay, so you don't look at them negatively at all.
I don't.
Do you feel like the prices, fair prices, can still be had, or does it depend on the car?
Yeah, I think that's a tough question. I think fair prices can certainly be had. It all depends on what you're looking for and when you're looking for it. I think a lot of those same car buying rules still apply. Like, if you're looking for something, especially around here in the wintertime or late fall, you're going to get a better deal than you would if it was mid-spring or summertime. But I think if you can hone your search in and really be 100% sure on what you want to buy, and then option it out and colors and all that stuff, the internet's your friend these days, and you can pretty much find anything anywhere at any time. So as long as you do your due diligence, I think, and you make sure that the car actually exists and the person selling it to you is legit and all that stuff.
Did you have experience with that?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I've done a lot of that stuff. Yeah. So like, you can do anything from having a third party hold money in escrow to just cutting somebody a check and hoping to prayer and thinking that you can get a title.
Hope for the best. Yeah.
But I mean, it all depends, I think, on how comfortable you are with who you're dealing with and all that stuff.
So I mean, on your 7th or 8th car purchase, via auction, I think you're pretty comfortable then.
Yeah. So I've bought the last 3 daily drivers. So my wife's car and the car that the Tiguan that I've got out there, that's just sort of been like one of those auction deals. And
wait, you bought that through auction too?
I did, yeah. I told you I don't like every
like a normal auction.
This is a regular Tiguan though.
Auction.
Yeah, but it was a countrywide search for the lowest mileage and right options and.
Oh, so something very specific.
I knew that I wanted one. Yeah. And then I just kind of did my searching on there, and ended up deciding to go with that one. Yeah.
All right. So what auction site did the Tiguan come from?
So the Tiguan came from eBay.
Oh, okay.
So
okay.
It's like,
I was thinking it was on one of these.
But it was like not like a buy it now. It was like a
Oh, it was an actual auction.
Yeah.
Oh,
like
okay.
Start off at whatever $500.
Yeah.
Throw a bid in there and see what sticks.
So I mean, if the reserve's right, there is a chance you could get a solid deal on it.
Yeah, and I think, like, to Josh's point, that's it all depends what you're looking for. Like, you can buy anything from a daily driver to a collect a car out there. It just kind of depends on knowing what you want, or maybe not knowing what you want and deciding that something looks good and putting a bid in and being ready to cover it if it wins.
Yeah,
it's a very interesting point, because it's just like suddenly I'm reminded of eBay. But it's been there all along.
Yeah, and it's funny because I've known guys that have been buying cars off eBay for a long time.
Right.
And they would always they're all Rhode Island guys, so they're all buying Maseratis, if we're being legitimate here.
Yeah.
But they would just all score Maseratis from Florida. Yeah. And they were all driving Quadriportes. They're driving those things around.
Yeah.
Because all the people died that were driving them.
Yeah, exactly. And they're terrible cars, but they got it for
Florida
$25,000 from Florida, and they get shipped up. Yeah, you could always score crazy car deals on there.
Sand. Yeah, there's a lot of benefits, I think, to
doesn't smell that dead.
Yeah,
off it goes.
Is just barely cracked.
Yeah. The guy went through the windshield, so it left no bodily fluids in the vehicle.
Kilo of coke in the trunk, and you're all set.
Yeah, let's go.
Matter of fact, I made money on this deal.
This car was free. Who are you kidding?
Yeah, that's true. I totally forget about that, because I always hear about him through funny back channels, and I'm like, he drives a fucking Maserati, kid. 2008 Quadriportes, worst car in the world.
I will say, though, so eBay is usually a last resort. I think. I mean, it seems like every forum these days, it's so difficult to buy anything from anybody. Like, I was cruising around on some forums the other day, just selling some basic stuff and looking for a couple of things, and it's like, I must get 4 or 5 different PMs every night with somebody saying, "I've got what you need. I've got the part that you need in the color you want. What are you willing to pay? Send me the PayPal tonight." It's
step up to the plate.
I was just going to say step up to the plate.
Step up, step
but it's
off.
you can't trust anybody these days. So it's tough in that sense. But honestly, I think that these auction websites are actually a lot more secure and probably safer to be buying stuff from.
Because they are, in a way, playing the middleman.
Yeah, and depending on which site you go to. So I think Corey brought up P-Car Market or Bring a Trailer. So the nice thing there is you've got a difference in buyers, I think, from those sites, because the bulk of those buyers will take a deposit up front. So they require some type of credit card payment before you can even put the bid in. So so it eliminates a lot of that, like, you know, hey, I was just throwing this out there. And,
tire kickery.
Yeah. So, I kicked the tire and I won. Oh, I can't buy it, right?
Yeah.
Like eBay, whatever, you get a thumbs down and some bad feedback, you close your account and start a new one, and it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Whereas like a Bring a Trailer site, they're going to pull 5% of the sale price right out of your credit card that you gave them, and that's non-refundable unless, you know, something doesn't check out with the car.
Right.
So it's in that sense, like, you almost have some security going through an auction website that you wouldn't typically have through like a forum.
Just a
like
person-person transaction.
Exactly.
With bank account or whatever, PayPal's exchanged.
Right. Yeah. And there's usually a premium on these sites too. So the thing that you got to consider too is like the sale price doesn't necessarily reflect, or the winning bid doesn't necessarily reflect
Total
the
cost.
sale price. Right. So I think, like, if you are somebody that's interested in doing it, or you're cruising one of those auction sites, make sure that you're thinking it like all in costs, including whatever fees you might get hit with, and the cost to like have a PPI done if you need to, or transportation and all that stuff.
Have you sold anything on there?
I have.
How does that go?
That is the best transaction that I have had in my car selling experience.
Okay.
Is that specifically on Bring a Trailer?
That was Bring a Trailer, correct.
Okay.
Yep.
What'd you sell?
I sold a 2006 Cayman S like a couple of years back. So, and it's I think the more specialty the car is, the easier it is to dump it at an auction too. I mean, with something like that, as you guys can attest to, sometimes you have some guys that come in that are like pretty difficult folks when it comes to wanting to buy a car.
Yeah.
There's a lot of legwork on your end that goes into that.
I mean, part of this is unrelated. We can tell the story.
It's related.
That's fine.
Yeah.
So Tom stored a car here at Revival HQ this winter, and it was great. It worked out great. A couple weeks ago, he texted, I want to just come swing by because I'm going to be trying to sell this car. Yep. Is it okay if I come by? Yeah, sure, man. He's all right. I'm going to bring the guy that's interested. Okay. Yeah, no big deal. We're going to be here in the morning anyway. We got some stuff to do, whatever. Tom arrives. First thing I noted was the gentleman coming to look at the vehicle was driving a Prius. Fine, whatever.
Good sign.
I won't make any immediate
responsible decisions only.
Yeah.
Immediate judgments, whatever. Gentleman comes in.
I mean, I immediately judge a guy in a Prius.
Oh yeah, my well,
right off the top.
I do too, but I'll leave that for a topic. For
definitely do. I mean, everybody does. I know people with Priuses that I like, but that doesn't mean I don't judge you when you come out of the Prius. You got to prove when you get out of the Prius. You got to prove you're not a Prius guy.
Right.
Yeah.
You're a lot.
You got to get out and be like, this is my wife's car.
It comes with a certain stigma, like a lot of car brands do.
Right.
Great cars.
Yep.
There's just
want to buy one.
Let's just say the climb to the top is a few more steps if you come out of a Prius.
Yeah, it's a bit of an uphill battle.
Yeah, exactly. So, whatever. Fine. Not going to be Judgy McJudgerson. But I open the door. I come in the office. I get Tom all set up. They're out there checking out the car. 15 or so minutes go by, and I'm like, wow, this guy's got some questions.
A lot of looks.
That's when I start to text the boys of just, y'all got to hear this conversation and what's being asked.
Tom has this unbelievable man here from a Prius looking at a Porsche.
Tom's looking to jump out the second floor window. It's a good thing we don't have a second floor.
Thank God
here.
there's a single-story building.
There were questions about current camber degree. What kind of machine was the alignment performed on?
What type of air is in the tires?
Last time it was calibrated.
Last time that machine was calibrated. Explanation of how he likes to judge
and
the
yes,
bolsters.
Chuck, air pressure in the tires was definitely another one of those.
Did he
questions.
really?
Yeah.
Air pressure in the tires.
He wanted to know
Air pressure parked.
We didn't get that far.
Yeah.
He to the point where the wear on the inside bolster of the driver's seat up against the e-brake wanted to see if the wear matches the rest of the vehicle in the car.
Absolutely.
That was the one that blew my mind. And this went on. I think at the end of it, when the guy finally left, whatever, pleasant gentleman, just asked a lot of questions. When he finally left, maybe 2 hours later,
oh my God,
2 hours and 15 minutes later, something like that.
Yeah.
The first thing you did was come in and just like, dude, I'm so sorry. And I'm just like, no, this has been entertaining.
Did he know the stuff off the top of his head, or did he have a checklist?
I think this was pretty much off the cuff.
This
right?
was off the
he
cuff.
didn't have a checklist or anything.
Yeah,
so
no,
I'm sure
is...
he's not a dumb guy by any means.
Pro level
he's
buyer.
So he definitely knew what he was looking for and knew what to ask. So
he so
and then some.
the car is parked in between a large van and a Mark I Jetta. Within one side probably has about 6 inches. The other side probably has 8 to 9 inches. So you can see the front of the car, you can see the back of the car. This guy is down on the ground, laying on his puffy vest, trying to scope out all whatever's going on the underside of this thing.
Yeah.
What else? He wanted all the stock parts.
Yeah. He wanted clutch put in.
Yeah.
So there's like I actually was looking at it this past week, and there really isn't even any
Like
seepage in
the
the rear
stock clutch?
main. A new stock clutch.
That's when you're like, okay, man, I don't think this
It's a lot of work. Yeah. Rear main seal had it really isn't even seepage. I had thought that it had a little bit of seepage, so that was a plan over the winter is to address that. But we looked at it this week. There's really nothing under there, but it was supposed to be fix the rear main seal as well.
Yep.
Add an auxiliary radiator to the front.
Oh, wait, you were adding radiators?
He wanted to add so Porsche does this thing with the you can get like a GT3 set up for a dual radiator in the front. So he wanted to add an additional radiator in the front.
This is on your dime?
No, he was going to pay for the parts.
Okay.
So
Yeah, but he knows he can do it once he owns it, though, right?
Well, exactly. Then you got to do it out of your own pocket.
Yeah, he was
that was like
arranging-
let's see how much I can get for the value meal here and lump it all in.
Jesus, what a...
Yeah.
Okay.
The biggest while you're in there, quite possibly ever. And the onslaught of questions continued for about a little over 2 hours.
Yeah.
And you were exhausted when it was all said and done. And the first thing you said, well, I'm not selling the car to that guy.
That guy's gone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because you were worried about the commitment that it would be after the fact. Because this would definitely be the guy where if you sold the car 2 months later, he'd complain about a scratch he got while he was driving it.
Well, to me, I didn't sell the car, right? To me, that is, he gave me a chunk of change to be able to drive the car while I deal with all the headaches for who knows how long.
Right.
Yeah.
That's the way that I'm looking at that.
Oh, yeah, that's going to be your car forever.
Yeah, that's the X that doesn't go away.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
Google Voice.
Yeah.
You sell a car like that,
Google
lose the
Voice.
number.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So hence why.
Well, the other thing that is interesting is like there's other people like that are interested in those cars that are like in a community too. So you sort of get into a situation where, we're all car guys. We all have our own groups of folks that we, run with, but like you don't really want the bad reputation either because we're going to be doing this for a long time and who knows what,
What deal
goes
you
around,
might
comes
miss,
around.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like it's one of those things where you don't want to badmouth anybody. You don't want to, you just got to try and keep it as civil as possible, I think. But you also got to look out for you because that's a car that you sell and you still own for who knows how long.
Yeah. Right.
So some of your other cars. Or actually,
so I'll compare that. How about I compare that to like a sale on like a Bringer trailer, right?
Yeah.
So the other one before I bought that one, right? So you've got that whole experience. Put that in your mind. Let that stew for a little bit. Or you call up a friend of yours, go out on a Saturday morning, take a half hour worth of pictures, clean the car, vacuum the car, all that whole thing, right?
Yeah.
Upload all the pictures, pay $100 fee, send it all into one of those auction websites. They write up the blurb for you. They send it to you for approval. They organize the pictures. They upload the pictures. They write the whole thing up. They get back to you in 2 weeks. Hey, what's your minimum reserve on the car? You can say, I've got a certain dollar that I'm looking for. You can say, I don't even care. Just get rid of it. No reserve. Whatever somebody's willing to pay is what it goes for.
Yep.
And that's it. The next thing you know, you're getting money wired to you. You send somebody the title. They hold it in escrow and you're done. Or they don't. You send it direct and it's like... You cut ties with it. You don't know who bought it, and you don't worry about it. You don't think about it again.
Right, just disappears, and you have money in your bank account.
I had less time into getting that car prepared and sold than I did to just meet with one guy in person.
Yeah,
about one car on one day.
Yeah. So
goddamn convenience ruining car values.
I know.
yeah.
It's so. Like,
As a seller, I'm like, oh man, that's a dream come
makes
true.
perfect sense, right?
As a buyer, it's a nightmare because like I know, at least for me, in my shoes, like I'm just like when I'm looking to buy something, I'm hunting with like the best possible deal, and like I'm willing to compromise some things to just save a few dollars, like in the position like I'm in. So like some of these like auction websites totally ruin that for you because it's like someone else obviously is going to have more money and they're willing to go the extra mile or be more of a stickler on it. So it puts you out of the running of some.
I was just gonna say you're suddenly competing with a world of people.
Well,
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I agree, and it definitely like totally takes the fun out of like finding the deal and the
Chuck
barn
system.
find.
Right, because
That's
I'm
for
trying
sure.
to catch
Like
somebody
that.
sleeping on a value.
Yeah, exactly. And instead, on the auction websites, you're actually up against a whole bunch of Chucks that know exactly what the value of that car is.
Right.
Have probably been kicking the tires with 100 other, you know who's in the area.
Yeah.
Right.
And they don't want to deal with it either. The other thing too is like, it's a pretty transparent, and I can't speak for all of them, I guess, but the ones that I frequent are like, it's pretty transparent from the seller side. And if you don't see that from the beginning, like that's something that, I typically would weigh into buying an auction car too, is like if the seller's not cooperative and, you ask for whatever photos of the underside of the car.
Particulars, right?
Yeah, like
right.
I'm not going to tell them that I would need them to change out the rear main seal before I buy it. But if I ask for a couple of pictures and a video or something, like he's not willing to play ball, or she's not willing to play ball, then I'll move on. But I think to your point, it definitely kind of takes the the fun and the magic out of like finding a deal these days.
Yeah, because that's like the hunt is more exciting than maybe even at some points actually purchasing the vehicle, because like hunting down the deal and like knowing that you're kind of working out something that's best in your favor is tough. And I feel like the auction takes that away, because now you're just like, it's kind of like eeny, meeny, miny, moe to who's going to be the one to buy the car for whatever it wants to sell for, not so much what you want to pay for it always.
Right.
It's just, the auction thing's so weird. I'm like the be a man, don't do it PPI guy. I am the PPI. Yeah. And every car I've ever bought, and I got friends that get PPIs. I'm like, oh, that's fine, pussy.
Yeah.
Because I just, you know how it is. It's just like, I know what's gonna up with this car, but then like, you start taking this stuff in, and it's like, okay, well, I mean, I can't really see it until I get it. Be a man, don't get a PPI. But then you're like, it's a couple $100. Maybe I should do it.
No, I agree with that.
So, like the whole cottage industry off, it's wild.
Yeah, the first time I bought a Porsche, I was like, all right, the forums terrify you into thinking you need a PPI. Find somebody 25 states
it's
away.
It's like WebMD.
Yeah. Right, exactly. That's exactly what it is.
Right, yeah. No
matter. Get it. It's garbage.
Yeah.
It's like, here's your DME printout.
Yeah, it's total
bullshit.
bullshit.
I looked at it, and it wasn't leaking. Nothing was cracked. And, here's the scratches and dents on the car. To me, so I haven't bought one with a PPI.
You just grip it and rip it.
Yeah. If you want the car, you buy it. And I think we all buy cars expecting that, like, I know what perfection is. I don't think I'm going to buy perfection from anybody.
Yeah, everything I bought may as well have been sight unseen.
Exactly. Yeah.
Especially,
I like it. I'm just going to pay for
it. So I buy it expecting like, all right, I might need to put a little bit into this, but
right. It's not a brand new car. No matter what, it could be a 10, 15, 20-year-old car.
Yeah.
And you're going to understand it's going to have its blemishes and potential issues.
Yeah.
Could have 400,000 miles on it, You never know.
Shouts to Vin.
Yeah.
What was the first Porsche?
It was the 2006 Cayman S.
Cayman S. So it was that one
I like
first.
the 987 platform. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
What was the next one? Was it the?
So the next one was the Cayman R. Actually.
Okay.
I think I bought my wife's GTI. Actually, in between the Porsche, there was the Tiguan. There was two GTIs and then it was the black car, and then the Lancia came after that.
Okay,
so that was a different experience altogether too.
I need to know about.
Yeah,
that
we'll
car.
got to get to the Lancia.
The Lancia in particular.
That's
why was that a
one.
different experience? Just because of
importation, buying from another country. That was like.
Let's get the whole story.
Can
we hear about Georgio?
Yeah, Mr. Vanilla.
Let's start with Mr. Vanilla.
Giorgio, the Giorgio Vanilla from Italy.
Yes.
Last name Face.
How much time do we have here?
We got all the time you want.
Sure? Yeah. We want to hear about.
Sure.
Get up on that mic. Let me hear about Giorgio.
Even before we talk about Giorgio, at what point were you like, I need a Lancia?
Since I was like 16, I needed.
Okay, good.
All right.
That's exactly
what I like.
I used to run over people in the crowds in Group B. I needed a
Lancia.
Yeah.
First time I saw a Lancia kill a man, I needed a Lancia.
Yeah, exactly. And he was outside the car, not inside.
Exactly. The guys inside were fine. I knew it was for me.
Right.
I knew that was the car for me. Let's actually before that. You also had, again, just to give some people, give some background for potential new listeners or people that don't know Tom, Surf Green Mark III.
Oh yeah, there was
it Surf Green?
So I'm a VW guy at heart. Like in the end, Chuck. Sorry, I know.
That's all right, buddy.
I do like the Nissan. So
he owned one at some point.
I know.
I did. It was tough.
But I was like a VW guy through and through. how much time you got? You sure?
It's
like,
endless.
I'm gonna bore the hell out of everybody.
It's open ended. It's
Yeah.
open ended.
So that like I started out like my first car was a Mark II Jetta. No mods, but like little stereo and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I was like,
Oh, the ice.
Gotta
The
have the
ice.
ice.
yeah,
Yeah.
you know, a 16-year-old kid like
Yeah.
cruising around high school. You need.
How
I
you gonna
needed to be
pick
able
up
to
girls
listen to
without the
something.
ice? You know what I
Exactly.
mean?
Rockwood
Thank you.
Fozz gates, little dolphin on the
Yeah,
screen.
I think there was even
5,000
an
watts,
aftermarket.
jackhammers.
Yeah. I think there was even a little aftermarket like spoiler on the back of it.
Oh,
too.
there we
tight.
go.
This,
Yeah,
this wasn't. This was not like
All
my
right.
heavy mod days. This
Now
was
you're
like
flexing,
yeah.
you
This,
know?
this was not my proudest moment.
Not
in car
a
days,
lot.
but it was a first car. So what,
Yeah.
what the hell you want?
The piece that tied it all together.
Right. Yeah. So I had that.
Being a little humble, but he had the
Yeah.
aftermarket spoiler.
Bought a Jetta after that. Again, a Mark III. And then after that, I had got into like the Mark III VR6 Jetta. So that was like the first car that I had bought that I had kind of modified. That was probably back in, I don't know, late 90s, early 2000s maybe. So that was like the car that sort of got me into like, the VW scene, and I met a bunch of friends through that, and it was kind of cool. So I held on to that for a couple of years. Then I ended up going to college, and at the time, I had bought a brand new 2002 1.8T GTI. Never
Yeah.
lose.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Never lose.
You know.
Yeah, there you go. So I bought that and was like driving it back and forth to school for the first couple of years, and then you guys know like Andy Waden or any of the like broke status guys or all that stuff.
Derek and everybody.
All right, so like
Derek and Josh.
Curtis,
Yeah.
Kurt,
Oh, yeah.
Kurt
Yeah.
Johnson. So like Curtis and like a couple of those guys. There was like I don't know, at the time there was no social media or whatever, so it was like you and a handful of friends.
The world was a better place.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Your scene was like the 10 people that you knew, and it was
Yeah.
cool, right?
Yeah.
So Andy was I don't know if he was a master VW tech at the time, but Andy Waden, shout out Andy Waden. I don't know if he's listening or not, but so he was like, he and I were really close, and so we decided to embark on this like 1.8T big turbo project back when like VW Vortex was a thing, and like, people were putting build threads up and all that crap.
Yeah.
So like we started tearing the motor apart, doing built internals. There was a shop up in Waltham that like did all the machine work and stuff. This is like such a great story. It never even came to fruition. It's amazing. But,
That's how most of them are.
yeah, this is a project that never was. So
Still going.
yeah, pretty much. Yeah. So started with the motor, pulled the motor out of it. At the time, like the like European like Bozer hood thing where like you weld.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And this is a brand new car too.
This is like a fairly
Best
new car.
project.
Yeah, this is definitely the dumbest financial move that I have made had made to date at the time.
You had the Bozer on it?
We did, yeah. Like custom made too, so you could like, form up the pieces and like tack weld it all in. It wasn't like you buy the kit from I don't know
Riger.
yeah, whoever the hell it was.
Tuning
at the time.
Zubahor.
There you go. Yeah,
Yeah.
The phone book size.
Yeah,
aftermarket
exactly.
catalog. Yeah. So we did that, like shaved bumpers, shaved hatch, the whole 9 yards
wow.
for like the early 2000s. So
Yeah, the checklist going.
yeah. So so that whole thing was like sort of in tandem. Motor was getting worked on, a bunch of body work was being done. Andy was painting it himself. We were doing all the body work in the garage. 2 years go by. And somewhere like, probably a year in, initially I made the mistake of taking I won't name the shop, but I took the motor to a shop close by. They bored the motor, didn't use a torque plate. The cylinder walls were all out of round, and just the block was toast. So
Yeah.
so we couldn't use it. Yeah. So hit the refresh button, max the credit cards back out again.
Let me get
buy a
another
new
short
block,
block.
yeah.
Yep.
Trust your really good friend at the time who's a master VW tech. And now meanwhile, like all this like engine swap stuff was not a thing back then. Like the guys that were doing it were like kind of pioneering the engine swap stuff. So at the time it was is it AWP? I can't even remember the VW engine codes anymore. But like,
There's AW.
there's
Yeah,
the transverse and the longitudinal mounted ones, right? So
Yeah.
the Golf has the
Transverse,
transverse
yeah.
mounted ones, and then the Audis and Passats had the longitudinal, right?
Yeah.
So at the time, there's not a lot of 2002 VW 1.8T blocks lying around the forums in 2005 or 2004 or whatever the hell it is, right? The motor's only a couple years old, so we couldn't find one. So there's a shop out of New York that had an AEB block, which is the longitudinal one. So Andy's like, no, just fuck it, just buy it. We can make it work. All right, he knows what he's doing. Sure.
I mean, today you can.
Today you can. Yeah. So back then, motor work, everything's done. We take it to a reputable shop. They like specialize in VW builds, more like the older Beetle kind of stuff, but really good guy that did it, like super meticulous with the engine work. So everything comes back. We go to bolt the motor up, and Andy's like, oh, we got a little bit of a problem with the engine mounts just because the AEB really wasn't meant to be mounted transversely. It was meant to be mounted longitudinally. So we get 2 of the engine mounts in. The third one's like on the back of the motor, like up against the firewall.
Yeah.
There's this like crazy Frankenstein bracket that we tried to weld up, right? All right, so that's the start of it, right? Then there's like issues with some of the sensors and everything. So it turns out now we need to go standalone in order to be able to run the freaking get the thing to run. Right?
And this is again in 2005.
Max out the credit cards
2005,
again.
yeah. And honestly, I don't even remember what we used. It wasn't Mega Square.
Standalone tech in
I
2005
was saying,
was
there was
trash.
more
Not
choices.
much.
Exactly.
Yeah. Motec system
It
exhaust.
wasn't Motec.
Awesome Link.
No, yeah. It was might as well have been Awesome Link at this point.
Yeah.
So I guess long story short, we put everything in, got it fired up. It drove. It never really drove like it needed to.
Yeah.
Took it out to a couple of get-togethers. One day I'm driving back, and like I can hear this banging in the firewall. I'm like, what the fuck's going on in the firewall? So the bolts in the freaking engine mount we made were like pulling through the bracket. It was a nightmare. It was like a total disaster. Stupid, like, why did I do this? kind of thing. So me and Andy are like, all right, we got to fix this. Like, what the hell do we do? So we decide that winter, pull the 1.8T out of it, totally part out the 1.8T, get a factory VR6 wiring harness, put a VR in it, turbo the VR, and just kind of leave it moderate, but tuned
Not
with a
just put a
factory
VR in it.
ECU.
We're gonna turbo the VR.
Yeah.
Well, it couldn't. Yeah, at the time, you can't just you go that far with it. Like, what are you gonna do? You gonna put a stock motor back in it, and like it just whatever. I was young and stupid. I'm still stupid, just not all that young anymore. But so that was basically it. So we wrapped that up. I drove that car maybe for 2 years, and it was awesome. Sold it, dumped it, and bought something else. But so that was like my big like VW build moment. And then after that, like I started getting into job and career stuff. I just didn't have time to like build anything, and I didn't want the headache of like doing anything soup to nuts. So I had a slew of cars where I went through. Like I bought a couple of Mark IIIs. I had that Surf Green GTI.
Yep.
I had I bought the Dino's Brown Mark I Scirocco. I cruised that around for a little while.
That's one that George owns now.
Yeah, I think so. Out of Jersey.
Yeah.
Yeah, George D
Yeah.
is like
Yeah.
Yeah, he did a
That car's been
ton
in
of-
everyone's hands.
That car is beautiful now. He's done a hell of a lot of work with that car. Way nicer than when I ever owned it. That's
Oh,
for
okay.
Sure. Yeah, it was a nice car, but he's like totally took that thing to the next level. So I guess like fast forward to that, the Surf Green Mark III was sort of the last one for me where it was like, all right, I think I'm done. We had bought a house at the time. I didn't have a place to work on anything.
Yep.
So we kind of left it. And then I would say it was probably a couple of years later, I was like looking for something, going back and forth, and that's when I got into the Porsches. It was like, all right, well, I might as well do something that I've wanted and, try something else. So
Here we are, 6 auction cars later,
Yeah.
which leads us to the
So I hope
which
that
leads
wasn't
us
like
to
a
you, 16
crazy-
years old, seeing a Lancia kill a man.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So do we jump into the Lancia from here?
Yeah, let's go.
right.
Yeah.
That's
no,
what-
no, it's
on and
good because I
rambling
wanted
we needed our viewers to know you were legit.
yeah,
and that
yeah,
just
the
proved it.
history of
98 of our percent of our viewers, which is 7,
Oh, all right.
just realized
So
you're
my
a
approval
VW guy.
ratings are up.
Yeah,
way
yeah.
up.
All right.
which
All right.
across the
Record
board.
ratings.
I got a
Huge.
Yeah.
They're huge.
All right, good.
Across the board, Mark III guys going crazy. They're probably all still yelling in their cars,
Yeah.
or what's left of them.
Well, they don't have Bluetooth receivers, so
I still got some parts for some Mark IIIs if anybody needs something. Hit me up.
Shouts, hit them up.
he knows what
You
he's
can
got.
have
So
it
step
for
up to
free.
the plate.
Yeah,
So-
step up to the plate.
Step up to the plate.
So
you
you,
need Mark III pots. He's got the color you want. Step up to the plate.
you decided to step up to the plate.
Make an offer.
Steering wheel cover, NOS. Step it up.
What are you willing to pay?
You decided to step up to the plate and take your batting stance overseas
Yeah.
with Papa Giorgio over here.
It's such a-
Giorgio vanilla.
It's a hero level move to be like, I want a Lancia. Not only that, I'm going to buy it from out of the country
Well, like, where do you buy it in the United States? That isn't
from
a thing.
someone for way too much money.
Yeah, exactly. And now you buy it from an auction website, to Corey's point, for
Yep.
way more money than you should be paying for it.
Yeah.
So
Well, we keep saying, please tell us the exact car.
the the Lancia?
Yeah, make,
Yes.
model, that
So
sort.
it's a 1994 Lancia Delta Evo 2.
Okay.
Woo!
Yeah.
Yeah, that's sick.
Not-
You didn't just dip a toe.
I was
in.
going to say,
Yeah, you went all in.
No, that was
Yeah, I was a cannonball.
Well, and that was the one where like I'm not it's like you've got the 25-year rule for the importation into the United States. At the time when I was looking at it, it had just hit. So I kind of knew, I'd been thinking about it for a couple of years, and it just like, I never really, it all kind of built up to like, all right, get used to buying a car sight unseen, get used to buying something at auction, to get used to buying something overseas that you can't see, that you're not going to be there to bid on, that you need to figure out somebody that can handle all the importation paperwork and get it back. So yeah, and then you listen to all the horror stories that everybody has about like, shit that just can't be registered or,
Right.
Let's hear the horror story.
I haven't had any. I've been lucky, but
no, let's hear about the first attempt on this.
All right.
Is that where Mr. Vanilla comes in?
Yeah. So I wouldn't say it's a horror story, but it was a good lesson learned and something for anybody that's buying a car.
Let's impart that wisdom.
Yeah. So let me just try and think. Oh, so this was an eBay buy actually. So I was looking.
Okay.
So I had started the search right around that, like when the 25-year. So what, 1994 to 2019, which is pretty much when I bought it. So knowing that the 25-year importation rule came up, I'm figuring that like everybody in the world that doesn't get these cars, normally is going to be looking to import one of these things, and they're super limited anyway. And it's way more difficult.
They're super cool cars. I just think nobody wants them.
Well,
because
it's
a scary vehicle.
Yeah. And after owning one, I don't think anybody. I don't know if I even want.
You don't know if anyone should want one.
Like at this point, yeah.
Well, we'll get into where your motor currently is and how many pieces it's in.
All right, so let's see. The first journey, I think, or the first embarkment was down. It was on eBay. So Georgio Vanilla was the
guy, seller,
who I didn't know who the seller was at the time. So basically, this was like it was an eBay.it, like an international eBay
Italian
auction.
eBay.
Yeah, right.
The best eBay.
Yeah. So this auction pops up, and everything kind of seemed legit in the beginning. So there's a car that pops up. I talked to the guy a little bit. I got videos of the car running. I had timestamps on the videos. I asked him to send me another video of the car just because who knows if somebody got a video from somebody else. So I said, send me one from today. Had one from today. Give me a walk around, show me what the steering wheel looks like, open the doors, like something that you can't just go online and download, right?
Right.
So I got the
very,
video.
very particular. Put your schmens around the dash.
Exactly. So I can say the dude, so Georgio Vanilla totally existed, right?
Yeah.
Whether that's his real name or not, who knows? But so he exists.
I hope so.
So
yeah, that sounds like a real name.
Yeah. So it turns out, I put a bid on it. I think I ended up winning it for like 25 grand or something, like ridiculously undervalued for what those cars were going for. This was an Evo 1. And I win the auction. I get an email from him talking about like, hey, how do we want to do this? By the way, there's family history here. My father owned this car. It was brand new. It like super low mileage, super clean. The videos that I was getting of this thing were like absolutely beautiful. Like I would have thrown $25,000. I was ready to wire him the money without even thinking about it.
Yeah.
So and he basically played the game after that where it was like, look, there was supposed to be a reserve on this auction. There wasn't a reserve. I'm happy to honor the price for you, but like you got to pay me within a week. So I'm thinking like, how the hell do you wire money to somebody in a foreign country and exchange all the currency in a week for a car you can't even see? So that's kind of where I guess the red flag started like popping up. Is like, all right, this is a little strange.
Yep.
But so I talked to him on the phone, like had a couple of conversations, set up an escrow over in Italy. I had a broker in the United States through a shipping company that was going to deal with this guy. He was supposed to bring the car to one of the ports to have it inspected and look at the title and have the escrow guy basically hold the money in exchange for an actual car and a title and all that stuff. So it came down to basically the day of, there was money sitting in escrow. The escrow agent was calling me that day saying, hey, he's not showing up. I'll give him another couple hours or whatever.
Yeah.
So it just kind of was one of those things where it ended up falling apart. It was probably a good thing. But
did you ever hear from him after the fact?
I did, yeah. So there was a couple of emails that were like, I'm still willing to sell the car. I don't like the price that it came in at, but if you want to sell, if you want to pay, I forget what it was, but it was now a $35,000 car or whatever.
Yep.
So, take that with a
it
grain
very
of
well
salt,
could have been, or it seems like it was a real person, real car. He could have just been like, "No, fuck this. I want to make more on this."
It totally could have been a real thing. So, like, my gut tells me that it was just, it wasn't. Right?
It was probably a real car, but he was probably just trying to sell it a million times.
Yeah, and it sounds like, so I think that's something to be really careful of, is like, definitely when you can't talk to somebody or go see somebody or like even get to the same country that they're in, it's...
But it was worth the escrow agent all day.
Yeah.
Yeah,
so
that's
so
what I
the
was just
escrow. So that would be my advice: is like get
Yeah.
somebody in escrow so that you've got some sort of leverage before you just fork over whatever the cash is going to be.
Yep.
Now, what year was this?
That one was a 93.
No. What year were you doing this?
This was just before the pandemic, maybe.
Okay.
So like March of
So I'm saying
2019, maybe.
might have been worth the flight over there.
Yeah. Well, so there was a point in time where
Yeah.
I had talked to my wife, like it might be worth a flight over for $25,000 for a Evo 1. Yeah. I'll do
Yeah,
it.
yeah,
Right.
yeah. That might have been worth the
So-
flight over there.
Yeah. And I think that would have been another great way to tell whether or not it was legit. So
Yeah.
How hard was it to find like an escrow setup over there?
So a lot of it gets brokered. I think the best way to do it in most instances is to call a shipping company.
Mm-hmm.
So typically the shippers have a broker and an escrow agent that work with a lot of the different ports in other countries. So
Yep.
like they might not be the ones to actually do the sale, but if you say, hey, I'm looking for an escrow agent that like speaks Italian and English and can help me broker this deal, a lot of times they've got somebody that they can point you to.
Which is good
Nice.
because that familiarity. You
Yeah,
can kinda,
totally. Yeah, and you've got somebody that you can talk to that speaks
Yeah.
the same language. Yeah.
You might end up paying two different vendors, i.e., the shipper and the escrow.
You do,
But that's okay because
Yeah.
you at least can trust.
you know that you're not going to lose your chunk of change.
Yeah.
Let's
Yeah.
put it that way, right?
Yep.
Is it? Would you rather pay 5-7% more for the
insurance.
security to
Yeah.
know that you're not going to lose your money, or would you rather save the 5%?
Yeah, but that's a fixed cost,
YOLO.
whereas opposed to just chucking 25 grand into the void.
exactly
Right.
In which case it worked. It
Yeah.
was worth the money all day.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay, cool.
So
Mr. Vanilla turned out to be a flop.
yeah, so Mr. Vanilla was unfortunately not my guy. So I started to. So from there, I really wanted one from Italy because Italy's
Home.
home of manufacturer. Exactly. It seemed like the majority of the cars that came from Italy were treated a lot better than some of the cars that came to some of the other countries. And Italy is another one where like they don't have a lot of snow, they don't use salt or anything like that. So like you're pretty much guaranteed to get a car in decent condition. That was a lot. It was way more difficult than I expected it to be and then when I wanted it to be. So
Difficult to find one.
just like difficult to find somebody, difficult to get somebody that could look out for like to actually broker the deal for me.
Yep.
There's not a lot. I don't think. So because English isn't all that prevalent in Italy, it's a lot harder to find somebody that will like do the transaction in English as opposed to Italian. So like I don't speak a lick of Italian, so it was
Yeah.
it was just something that was really difficult for me. If you have speak a second language or you've got some connection over there, I'm sure it would be a lot easier. But I had done a couple of searches for some brokerage agents on Instagram. So I came across this guy, Rami Fetjani with Inbound Motorsports, who's like had posted a ton of stuff all over his Instagram on like things that he imports all the time for customers, and total stand-up guy, like knew his way around the importation paperwork, had shippers, had a guy that could go and look at the car on the ground, had a bunch of pictures that he could go, had like auction seats slated in Japan. So he said, I guess it was Japan, it was Israel, and there was one other country that he was pretty comfortable with. So we sort of just said, here's the budget, here's what I'm looking for, and let's see what we got. So
Yeah.
we went for probably, I don't know, I must have been on 10, 12 different auctions until I finally got one that hit. But it's like, you give them this money 2 or 3 hours before. So I guess in Japan, the auctions aren't like an eBay auction set up ahead of time where like, it sits for 7 days and then it goes, right? Usually it's like they've got a line of cars that go to a list of brokers that can broker the deal.
Yep.
And they'll tell you the day, they'll tell you the auction house that they're going to, but they basically push the cars out. They push them across the showroom floor, 15 minutes. Everybody's sitting in the stands, putting their bids up. It's all silent auction style. And like, that's it. It's 15 minutes and it's done.
A lot of it's computer driven, isn't it, too?
In what sense? Like I got all the listings,
Yeah.
like web-based.
I mean, in the sense of like putting in bids in person. Isn't it a lot
so
of
it's
it?
not, it's not like
Kind of looks like a bit of like a casino.
20 Yeah.
Yeah.
It's so they've got a great system, I think, the way they do it over in Japan. It just it's like efficient, it's quick, it's like make a decision, be ready to go. Or,
Sounds like everything they do.
If-
Right?
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
yep. Typical like auction,
Yeah.
car auction on it's like the last 2 minutes on an eBay auction to the extreme.
Yeah.
So we had gone back and forth with budget and all that stuff, and so I'd get these in. Of course, the time zones are different, so it'd be like I'd be ready to go to bed. He'd be sending me a text like, hey, I got a guy. There's an auction coming up at 11:30, whatever, Japan, Tokyo time. It's like 2:30 a.m. here.
Yeah.
Like, do you want to bid on it? So it would just be it started off like, send me pictures and like, let's see what we got. And it just, nothing. I couldn't get anything to stick. The competition was pretty crazy on the car. So it just got to a point where I was like, just put a bid on everything until this number. And like, I don't care about the pictures. Just like, whatever. I'll figure out what I get and we'll go from there. So
no PPI.
Well, who needs
Like
a
a
PPI? Yeah, exactly.
Well,
It's
if you're
my
buying it
car.
from Japan, those little like data sheets they fill out are like incredibly like harshly accurate in a lot of cases.
They're kind of garbage. At least the
Really?
one that I got. Yeah, I hear it a lot. So like, you can have them translated. It tells
Yeah.
you. So I could probably pull mine up. I don't have it translated to English, but I do in my paperwork at home.
Yeah.
But so it was starts rough, slight rust in the rear, and terrible interior was basically the translation.
Terrible interior.
Terrible.
Yeah.
I think COVID originated from the car that I bought. Yeah. So those were the three things that showed up on the auction card, and like it turned into like entire rear of the car rotted out, as well as some of the front of the cars rotted.
Yeah.
Interior, throw it away and trash it. And by not run, we mean puking every fluid out of every orifice in the engine that it could possibly
It
come.
was
out.
rough.
Yeah. The dude that towed it to my house, like when it finally showed up to port 60 days later, was like, charged me an extra $400 because he's like, it puked oil all over his trailer. It was power steering fluid.
Yeah.
Because it had zero power steering as well as oil. But so I had to pay a fee for the free transport guy just because of how terrible the thing is. So, but
Jesus.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
But I got a deal on it.
But you got
Sort
one,
of.
right?
I don't know. Maybe it was a deal. It probably wasn't a deal now, but whatever. I got the car.
I mean, yeah, you're in deep now. Who's
yeah.
kidding who? Yeah.
And so this is like the thing that I liked about it is I wasn't afraid of a car that needed some work because I wasn't planning on leaving it stock anyway. Like for me, it was always like you didn't see him cruising around the back roads in Europe in a stock car. So why the hell would I have? So So I
If you're
was
gonna
always,
maim somebody, you got
it's gonna look. It's gonna we're gonna maim somebody.
gotta play
here.
the part.
Yeah. So that was like kind of my mantra with the whole thing is like I'm planning on going through it anyway. I just was forced to go through it a hell of a lot sooner than I had initially.
You wanted to get some seat
intended.
time before.
I was just gonna say, did you?
I would have loved
anticipate
to have like
taking it out?
actually driven it more than around the block to the end of the street to realize there's zero fluids left and it's time to pull it in the
Time to
garage.
rebuild everything.
Yeah.
Exactly. So so be prepared for some hiccups if you buy a car overseas at auction. But
Yeah, I just the reason why I brought that up is because our good friend Chris, who I've told you about, he was going through the whole thing when he was looking to buy a car in Japan. He had his price limit set and kind of what he was looking for and what he's in the market for, and he was get these messages in the middle of the night and be like, hey, do you want to put a bid on this? It goes up in an hour. And it's like, well, he didn't wake up for 6.
yeah.
And by the time he woke up and was like, yeah, let's do it, it's gone.
Yeah.
Right. So it came down to that point where it's like, listen, if it's this, I'm willing to pay this, and then it's your discretion.
Yeah, just make it happen.
So like these brokers, they end up being the people who are like buying these cars. It's not even you. You know.
So like I wasn't putting bids in at all.
Yeah, you're not even the one making a decision
And
anymore.
if I was doing it, I'd still be trying to win a bid at auction, I'm sure, if it were me. So like it's way better to have somebody that just, you pay a little bit more for that, but honestly, in the grand scheme of things, it was a drop in the bucket.
at least and it secures you.
It was totally
yeah.
And he handles all the problem is like then you got to figure out like how the hell do you export it? How do you set up a shipper for the thing? How do you get it onto the trailer? How do you get it from the auction house to where it needs to go to port? How do you get it out of the U.S. and customs and get it into the country? Yeah, so he just brokers the whole thing and tells me when it's done, and
and what you
saves
owe.
me a lot of exactly. Here's the bill.
So it arrived 60 days after you won the auction.
Almost like to the T, to the point where they were just shutting down everything for COVID.
Yeah.
So like it came in Baltimore, hit port in Baltimore. It's Baltimore, New York is usually where they show up. So it hit port in Baltimore. I talked to my broker. He got it to New York, which is where his office is.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, I don't think I can get it from New York to Massachusetts. They just put the like non-essential travel ban in. So like nobody was supposed to be on the roads and that whole thing. Like I think they had just announced it a couple of days before the whole COVID thing happened. So he had a friend that had an enclosed trailer that was like willing to do it on the side.
He's willing to storm the border.
Yeah, exactly. So he's like, I got a guy. He's like, it's not going to be insured. It's not, going to be as professional as we'd like it to be. But
Right.
It's like, what do I care? There's no insurance on the car. Like, I still haven't insured it or title it. What the hell am I going to do that for? Sit it in my garage for 2 years while I burn the thing down? You know? So I got it, but it was exciting.
Tell us about that. So first time it shows up, like the trailer door drops.
All right, so it wasn't.
It's like a bride and a wedding night, you know?
Yeah.
There it is.
Yeah.
So
Bring me in this
in
with
red,
you.
yeah. All right. So me and Corey walk out the front door. You see the trailer there. Trailer pops down.
See the goods.
Yep. And so overall, like the condition of the body, actually, it really isn't bad. It had been painted or resprayed.
What color is it?
It's red.
Okay.
Rosso Monzo, at least right now.
Oh,
At least right now.
Yeah, it's not going to stay red.
Oh.
Midnight purple.
Yellow?
We can talk.
My God.
I really don't know. Like picking colors for cars. Who the hell picks a color for a car? That's like the hardest.
They
decision
picked
I've
it
ever
for
had.
you. It's red.
Purple every time.
Purple every time.
This is every
guy
every
owns
person
one
I
purple
talk
car
to,
over here.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
If you
You
paint,
know-
you go purple.
So it shows up. The body was in really good condition. The guy that towed it there was unhappy that he had to put a battery in because the battery was dead, obviously, when it came out of port. And then the battery was also dead when it went from the shop to his trailer. So he charged me for whatever, $120 for it.
You didn't have a jump box or
AutoZone
something just to
battery.
get it going?
He said he couldn't get it going.
God.
So here's my
These
bill.
fucking people are pathetic.
I know. Here's my Napa battery.
Yeah.
And by the way, so he, fires it up. It's like cranked a little bit hard in the first startup, but it turned over and started up. Wasn't smoking or anything. It sounded fine. It wasn't like no crazy knocking or anything like that. But as soon as he started it up, like backs it up, I can see a little puddle like under where the motor was. So I'm like, He's like, oh, by the way, you owe me like $400 for this trailer. He's like, I had to clean up oil the entire way here. There's a giant puddle of oil in the truck. So I'm like, back it out of the trailer.
We have to buy him a whole new trailer for $100.
I know. Like, what the hell you guys?
You were in Napa. You didn't buy a fucking container?
Yeah, he's shag carpet in the
You
back
should
of
have
this
called the police and
trailer.
snitched this man out for storming
I
the border.
I know.
Now, this guy from New York's here. He's trying to steal my car.
Yeah.
Ask him how he got here. He's coming up 93 South now.
This isn't essential.
So as soon as we pulled it off the trailer and like had it idling in front of my driveway, I can just see the coolant oil just kind of puddling up.
Coming right out.
Yeah. So we took it for a quick rip down the block just to see how it drove and
see how she feels a red line,
Yeah. Christmas tree dash is coming on.
Yeah.
And like, so it just got to a point where it's like, all right, whatever. We'll pull it in the garage and put it up on the lift. Initially, it was like, looked like it was a big power steering leak and, a couple of like, I think the oil pan gasket needed to be replaced and stuff. I think there was like a little bit of coolant and some of the water pump coming out too. But it just got to a point where it was like trying to work on these things. Like every accessory is on the back of the motor, pinned in between the back of the motor and the firewall. You got to have like.
That's an Italian forethought.
Exactly. Yeah. It's not a car that was ever meant to be taken apart other than in a shop before a race. It was not something that you like take to the local dealership. And so it was the maintainability was not in a priority for the designers on these things. So it just kind of one thing led to another. And you realize that you could put it back, but now I got 20 other things that I got to address at some point. So why not just yank it all now? And
turbocharger technology's come so far.
Exactly.
You just put a modern one on it. I mean,
T3,
while we're in here.
T3 from '94.
Yeah, were you kidding
out
me?
of here.
What's Borg Warner have available right now?
I went with a Zona, one of the Zona rotor, 51, 54, I think is what it
Ooh,
is.
this sounds real fancy.
Yeah, it's a fancy one.
I don't like this. See you in yet? Let's go take it for a rip.
Yeah.
So what stage is it currently at?
Full bolt on.
Yeah.
What stage is it at?
FBO 2+.
Let's see. So, and I want to say it was probably late October. The whole thing was stripped down, glass out, suspension, motor, the whole thing.
Jeez,
like
glass
interior,
out.
everything. There's not a bolt that is untouched on that car, like stupidly enough on my part at this point. So, we built a little wooden cradle for it to get it to the paint shop.
Yeah.
So Andy Dixon and myself,
Young. And
shout out Andy. Yeah, I couldn't do it
Shouts
without
Dixon.
you. Yep. So he came by one day. We threw it in the back of his trailer and took it to the paint shop. There was a little bit of work that had been like I had to patch up a bunch of stuff in the back. The whole like rear cross member was all rotted out of it. So there was a bunch of metal work that I did in the garage. It just got it to a point where it was like a lot of the rough metal work's done, and I got going to a guy that can actually finish the body and do it justice. So body's there, and then I'm just sort of collecting and hoarding parts in the garage. I had the motor rebuilt, a bunch of motor work done, so I'm like halfway through building the lower end now.
How bad is old Italian metal to weld to?
I would say it's probably on par with just about any other old metal.
It's not extra bad. Okay,
that's hopeful.
I mean, it's extra rusty, so it was not fun.
A lot of prep,
especially overhead.
Yeah, overhead's terrible, dude.
With a little bit of the weld through primer in there. Like everything about it's terrible, but I don't think it's any more terrible than
like just your old German junk, all the same shit.
Yeah.
So who'd you take the motor to build? Because it's not something you want to go to fucking
Pet Boys.
Yeah, right. Midas.
So I don't actually want to name any names.
Okay, and that's fine.
I don't love the guy that did the work. So
okay,
there's nothing wrong with the work.
Yeah, fuck him.
Yeah,
I'm with you.
Exactly. So, but it took almost a year to get it done.
Oh,
and really, he didn't do a hell of a lot. It was like basically checking tolerances, cleaning up the bores a little bit, decking the block. Like there was a crank bolt that had snapped off in there because dummy me, I didn't realize it was reverse thread trying to pull the thing out of there.
Italian thread.
Buy a new one, But
I thought that was Polish threads.
Yeah, exactly.
It is. Yeah. It is.
But so he just took way too long to do it. But he just kind of cleaned it all up and got the tolerances, everything squared away. So as far as like the lower end and rotating assembly and all that stuff, I've been just putting that together in the garage, going pretty slow and doing that now.
What do you do? So obviously bigger turbos going on it, engine's built up now. What do you do to tune the thing? Standalone?
Is it CIS?
No, it's
Jesus, I didn't
Weber,
think about that.
Yeah, it's a Weber Morelli ECU.
Okay.
So it's what you'd expect, I guess, for like a 90s, mid 90s technology. It's a little bit more advanced than like some of the VW stuff. Like they had a little bit more programming that they could do in the ECU, but it seems like it maxes out a lot of the settings fairly quickly as far as like timing and fueling and all that stuff goes.
So can you tune the stalker?
You can tune the stalker. Yeah.
There's
a lot of guys actually, mostly overseas, that will like have a couple of chip tunes that they'll put in there, and a couple of them are custom based on injector size and turbo and all that crap.
So you're gonna dump that thing, put a standalone in it?
I think I might. Yeah. So there's a couple of companies that'll do like the factory casing with like a Mega Squirt or whatever in there. So I think I might try and step it up to something that's a little bit more modern and
get good inputs and stuff.
There's a lot more options today.
Yeah, than in 2004.
Yeah.
So I'm already like my experiences with standalone.
You're having PTSD right now.
Yeah. It's like, why did you do this?
I had a standalone in 2004.
Yeah.
It was a Possum Link. It was a terrible system. And I dealing with it. And I never wanted to touch a standalone again. And I put a standalone on my Skyline, 4 or 5 years ago?
Yeah.
And it doesn't even make sense. I mean, the thing's a fucking supercomputer. And like, it actually runs like a normal car. Where the old standalones are just like, I don't know. Yeah. I guess that's how she fires now.
And wing it.
Yeah. No. The PTSD. Yeah. They're way better now. Back then, oh my God. I had to import it from Australia. Nobody knew how to tune it. It was just like, this is terrible.
Yeah. So
now you can do whatever.
That'll probably be what I do. So the only thing that I really haven't gone through yet on the car is the factory wiring harness. And so that thing is a nightmare anyway. It's like in and outs on both sides of the firewall.
So it's bulkhead connectors?
Yeah, there's basically two like weather tight connectors with two like big, probably 2.5-inch holes on both the passenger and the driver side. Wires go out into the engine bay, crisscross, come back in the other side.
They crisscross.
It's the
well, that's lovely.
So I don't know if this is like
Italians are known for the wiring.
Yeah. Why do something once when you can do it twice?
Because you had me with the bulkhead. Okay, makes sense. Go through to the firewall to the inside. Okay, makes sense.
Left
the
side.
crisscross.
Yeah. You can imagine me pulling it out like, what the?
And it comes back the other end.
Into the car on the other side. What's going on here?
Yeah. It's like the people who figured out the Earth wasn't flat.
Yeah. I just chalk all this stuff up to like, this must be what a car that's like built in limited production that's not meant to be driven. Mass produced looks like. Or it was just, the guy putting it together. It was a Friday car. The guy was just put it back in. It's fine.
Yeah.
Who cares if it goes the other way?
He just forgot.
He's never taken that out.
He forgot where he left off the day before.
It was 1 o'clock.
That's literally the whole Lancia line.
Yeah.
Salami's
they're
in
drinking
the air.
the Rosso Vino at the line. How any surprises? Obviously, there's a lot of surprises taking a pop. But anything,
every second, every turn of a wrench is a surprise.
Any happy surprises with it that you were kind of like you looked at it and you're like, oh, this is pretty cool. This is interesting. This is nifty.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of technology that went into it for the time at the 90s. Like, there's an oil pump built into the basically the upper sump. So
Yep.
it's like there's just a lot of kind of cool. It's all solid lifter head. Like it was.
So
it's
is the engine-
reminiscent.
Obviously, the wiring's one thing, the body's whatever. Is the engine rather stout, like the way it's assembled?
Yeah, it's a pretty solid setup. Yeah.
Yeah, because I mean, obviously, you know what your car is a far separation from like what the Group B car is in terms of like it's the same thing, but
Yeah.
what they did to it. But I mean, it had to base it off of that engine, right? Was that part of the? I mean,
it
there wasn't many rules then, but
Yeah, so what's funny is like there's a lot of companies now over in Europe that'll basically sell like a Group B conversion setup, which is like the turbo that they'd slap on the
Yeah, the
Group
buy
B
it now.
cars. Yeah, exactly.
You gotta get the buying up onto that.
All the like radiator setups that went
Yeah.
into the Group B cars. There's upgraded like differentials and transmissions that go with them. So
Is that stuck in port or something? Why you didn't get it yet?
oh no, that's a whole different story here. That's I'm just barely putting the motor back together.
That's round 2.
yeah, we got. I gotta like.
you made sure to forge everything.
I gotta. Yeah, that's all squared away.
My guy.
I gotta get all the bolts put back together and figure out what the hell goes where before I can go any further. So.
Oh yeah, I like that.
So,
But yeah.
how terrible is parts availability?
It sucks.
Okay,
It,
that's
like,
kind of what I assumed. but-
It's to the point where I have a whiteboard going in the garage where like anytime I need a bolt or a gasket or a $25 water pump, I gotta put a giant order in and send it out through some European website. There's basically two of them. Like there's one, I don't know. There's one that's in euros and there's one that's in British pounds.
Pound,
yeah.
So
One's in lira.
yeah, exactly. So it's I don't know. There's one. It's sort of like what is it? It used to be VW Parts. It's different now, right? Parts for VWs. Who took that company over?
parts for W's. I don't know.
There's one of those kind of companies that does a lot of the Italian stuff. It's called AE Car.
Okay.
So they've got a bunch of like old Lancia stuff that's like OE replacement kind of parts. And then there's a guy over in Europe that does a lot of rebuilding that basically specializes in a lot of Lancia Integrale stuff. So he has his own like little parts shop that I'm sure he probably gets from different manufacturers all over the place. But he stocks a lot of stuff and is willing to ship it overseas and everything. So.
You get this guy in a different country with actual rare parts, willing to ship it overseas.
Yeah.
But meanwhile, this jabroni, where in
SVX, buddy.
SVX buddy, you step up to the plate.
Can't step up to the
Right,
plate.
step up
I
to the
haven't
plate.
got to step up to the plate
Yeah.
for many of my British
I
connections yet,
think
but-
a Lancia alternator is probably worth more than a whole SVX.
But this guy's willing to ship it though.
I
you
know.
know?
Will
I
the
need
ship.
one of those too. So if he's got one
If he's
tucked
coming,
in
let
that
me get it.
SVX stash,
probably
step
far,
it up to the plate.
probably far
Oh
less
man,
of those ones
accidentally
too.
brought a Lancia one.
Yeah.
So overall, I mean, the journey hasn't been that painless. It seems like it hasn't been that painful. It seems.
No, this is like like I said, this was something that I had initially planned on doing anyway, but it just everything was escalated because of the shape that the car was in.
Yeah.
So I have a lift in my garage and I just kind of like take it one step at a time, and I'm figuring it's probably like a 2-year project at this point, but
Yeah.
I'm hoping that like I would say by this time next year the goal is to hopefully have it pretty much running and driving and ready for the spring come.
Ready for some
2022.
fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
What about like wheels, suspension, all that sort of stuff? Are
I
you,
already got wheels for it. I got suspension for it.
Okay.
I got more parts than I know what to do with this fucking thing at this point. Like my wife, I'm surprised that my wife hasn't divorced me with all the parts that I've had to buy for this.
Something new showing up every day.
Yeah. Oh, it's like a UPS distribution warehouse. In my garage. Nothing but Lancia. Anybody that's got a Lancia, I got the part in my garage. So feel free to come and take it.
yeah, percentage on top.
I need a headache here and a couple of hiccups along the way. So
Well, we look very forward to seeing it all continue to come together, and obviously see it when it's all done. You've schooled us on some auction sites and some, we have our opinions because we feel like it's impacting the market negatively.
I would totally agree with you. So there's cars that I've wanted to buy that I feel like at this point I'm just not gonna be able to buy because of some of these auction websites. So
it's just right.
I benefit from it, but I also, I feel like it's one of those things where like you either kind of get with the times with it, or you go the hard way. And
Now I'm gonna be a stick in the mud.
Yeah, just wait for the economy to fall off. We'll be good.
yeah, there you go. Exactly.
I'm right.
Stimmies go away, and the next thing you know, so does the
Right,
car
stuff's
auction.
up
You
for
drive
sale.
automobiles is out of business, and you can go back to Craigslist. And
I'm just looking to cruise the United States in my transit van and hope I find the right thing in a barn.
Yeah.
that's the best way to
Try
go.
not to catch any warrants. You know?
Exactly. Yeah.
I know.
Well, there may be hope first. Yeah. Who knows? We can get into some questions now.
Let's do it.
All right. Let's get these.
Thank you for
rolling.
all the
man. Thanks so
lovely
much.
information.
Cool.
My views on auctions have now changed. I want to sell all my shit on auction only.
I'm telling you.
Even like I should have took my M5 and sold it on auction or whatever. It was an M5.
Yeah.
Good luck.
Yep. Well, all the 90s stuff too, like anything, it seems like, I mean, I don't know. What do you guys think? I feel like it's getting to a point where a lot of people are seeing that the end of the road for a lot of these like gas powered vehicles, and a lot of the cars that like,
100%.
like when we were kids
Yep.
are sort of getting really difficult to find. So like the whole EV movement is turning it into like you buy it now or you never get it.
It's a gold rush. Yeah. It's
Yeah.
crazy.
I don't think it can last. But
No, that's exactly it. Buy it now or you're not going to get it.
Yeah.
The only thing you can hope on is that what you're looking for was mass produced enough, unlike Lancias, or
Exactly.
looking for those in the U.S. anyway,
Yeah.
that you can still, hope to get
Yeah.
a nice specimen a few years down the road. At least that's what I'm telling myself.
Yeah.
It's probably a lie, but
It's like you hope that when the crash happens, there's still enough decent cars left that you can actually that are worth
exactly,
buying, you know?
exactly. That
Yeah.
people will actually want to get rid of.
This guy's hoarding SVX boxes. I'm just trying to hoard as much cash
I
as
know.
possible.
Who's the
Exactly.
SVX guy? That's-
Right. Yeah. What's going to have
Like,
more
what-
value soon?
Yeah.
The cash or the SVX
Yeah,
alternators?
you got to find the VW guy that's hoarding all the VW parts like the SVX.
Oh, we know him.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's a guy. Wasn't there a guy in Plimpton or something like that that had all those old like VW buses and all that stuff?
Yeah.
Is he still around?
He's got a listing up somewhere, and actually a listener went and visited with a group of his friends, and a bus that was more part of the earth than part of
Yeah.
a driving vehicle. He wanted like $35,000
that's
for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's just
I
like none of you're
So
never going
he's,
to sell
so
it.
he's contributing to the whole
Right,
issue
yeah.
itself.
No, the whole
right?
world
Like,
is,
I mean,
yeah.
like who the
Yeah.
hell's going to pay $35,000 for
Yeah.
a rusted out
It's the
bus, you know?
inflate. It's just like everything right now. It's so inflated. Everybody's got that stimmy, so that's it.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah, but
fucking driving the
nobody
price
wants
up.
to bust their ass and like go find those cars. And that's, I mean, no matter how you look at it, if it wasn't bring a trailer first, somebody was going to capitalize on that.
Right.
I can
right.
tell you, for me, it's not like you just go to auction and you buy it either. Like there's probably
Yeah,
a
you
good
gotta
4 to
search.
6 months. Like part of the chase, I think, part of the fun is the chase for me. Is like I'm not going to buy the top dollar auction car, but like you hope that you catch everybody sleeping on a Thursday morning.
Yeah,
or
exactly.
Right.
point,
Some-
though,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah.
It's
Yeah.
like this. It's still out there. I think
There's still potential.
it's harder to.
You can get deals. It's just different.
You got to
'Cause
be
everybody-
searching everything to be.
Everybody
able to
talks about the top listing of something, right? And they're like, "Oh, this M Coupe sold for $90K," but like,
And then
Yeah,
they base
I'm
everything
not-
off of that.
Yeah.
there were a bunch that sold for
half
cheaper.
that.
Yeah,
Right.
exactly.
So I'm not. Yeah, I'm like not the looking for the top tier crap. I'm looking for.
In the weeds, I like that.
Yeah. High mileage. You want something that's like got decent mileage? Auctions for you. You'll get something decent.
Yeah, like high mileage, like that doesn't scare me because like
Yeah.
if I'm buying it, I plan on working on it anyway.
Yeah.
So
Don't trust
I
the
think-
odometer anyway.
I
Yeah.
think the auctions get
The
a
roll
bad
forward.
rap for like the Concours super low mile.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Condition cars.
And that's what you hear about.
yeah.
Right,
Yeah.
because those are the ones that you see. Right, the 3,000 mile, 5,000 mile Super going for $100,000 or whatever.
Because it doesn't
plus-
seem
plus.
like everyone comes down to it just the end of the day snipe type
No,
scenario.
like that Cayman. Like I said, when I bought that Cayman R, that thing was like $20,000 under market, and it was like a sheer hope and a prayer that it happened to hit. I don't.
Yeah.
I guess nobody else was willing to bid that day. But
Beautiful.
I think that stuff still exists if you.
it also
You
helps
just gotta
if
be looking.
when you're bidding something else like with a lot of attention is also up on the site because
Yeah.
it takes away from everything. Because there's been a few times where like you see this car going for a ton of money and bring a trailer, and then if you look that day, some other stuff that's sold, you're like, wow, that's actually a really good price for that.
I know.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're doing wheels and stuff now too. So I'm like, I like building a lot of like random old like motorsport wheels in my spare time and
Yeah.
refinishing all that crap. So I got my first set going up on Bring a Trailer in a couple of weeks. So
Nice.
You have
see
to
what
send us the
happens.
link so we can take a look at
All
it.
right.
Yeah.
Send it
Sweet.
over.
Let's see. I think our halfway through looks like the questions start to break, or at least the internet isn't working. So I don't know if we have them all, but
Do we not have the
Broke
internet?
I don't know. I think it's going out, but maybe it's just my phone. Let's
Come
see.
on.
Start at the bottom. Alex Russell Yo
Alex Russell, yo.
just writes shop tour vlog ? We could add some more
shop
of the
tour vlog?
shop.
I think you kind of see it all.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll do a shop tour vlog. We're looking for content.
Yeah, we can show some. We can show the MCV for sale. TD's writes, will the MCV be worth more once your faces are painted on them? No. It's probably going to tank in value if we do that.
We should sell that thing on Bring a Trailer.
It's probably going to happen if nobody buys it in the next couple of weeks.
You want me to put a bid on that thing? I'll put a bid on that thing. How high? What do you want to sell that
Accidentally
thing for?
buy it. Let's see. Reserve will be, you buy it now, $4,000.
No, MCV's off the market. It's going on Bring a Trailer. We're getting 40.
There you go.
We want to pay rent for the rest of the year.
It's in a movie.
It's true. Details by Doug. Which
Details
do you
by Doug.
prefer? Which do you prefer, Dell's Lemonade or Mr. Lemon?
Okay.
What do you got over there?
I got a theory on this.
All right, hit us.
I'm a huge fan of both, first off. You got to have them right. Mr. Lemon's always right because it's the family that cares.
Yeah.
Dell's Lemonade, you get a bunch of college, high school kids selling it. You got to tell them to stir it.
You got to tell them, sir, that is a good point.
You got to stir it. I tell them, listen, I've been at this for a long time.
Yeah.
Don't ice me.
Yeah.
Because if you get iced, they just give you that top crust.
I've gotten it the other way where it's just straight juice.
Sir?
I'm cool with the juice.
It was just straight juice.
Tell them you want to stir. Tell them you've been doing this for a long time. You're going to need to stir. Okay.
Back in my day.
I learned a hell of a lot about ice already in this thing. So
yeah.
Who's Mr. Lemon?
Oh, it's a Providence.
I was going to say, this has got to be a Rhode Island
wonderful
thing.
family spot.
All right.
Dell's
Lemonade.
Dell's Lemonade, if you're doing straight lemon, there's no competition. Dell's Lemonade devastates Mr. Lemon.
The juice is worth the squeeze in that case.
Well, it's not. It's way easier to go to Dell's than Mr. Lemon.
Just go to a Lowe's.
If you're going any
everywhere.
flavor at all, Mr. Lemon rocks. Mr. Lemon root beer, when root beer comes up, I'll drop everything and go to Mr. Lemon.
The root beer is good.
Do they post what flavors they have?
Yeah. On their
there's
Facebook,
more.
which I don't have.
So there's more than just lemon.
Dude,
ice
Mr. Lemon has like probably 6 flavors on deck at all times.
Oh, wow.
They do lime.
Is it only in Providence? Is it like a Rhode Island thing?
Yeah.
All right.
There's only one Mr. Lemon?
Can we do
there's one. You can get a graveyard, a little bit of everything.
Can we do a revival
Mr. Lemon meat?
Yeah.
No, but
no, you definitely can't.
No,
it would be more of a Mr. Lemon drive away real fast meat.
It's not in the best area.
It's hard neighborhood.
All right.
Wouldn't be a car meet neighborhood.
Also, there isn't enough parking.
It's
for
actually next to our old location.
That's true.
Fairly close. Well, if the bridge is open again, is the bridge open?
No.
It's not next to our old location. Anyway, it's Mr. Lemon's incredible.
Forget that idea.
Don't get lemon. Get any other flavor. Yeah. If you don't know anything, I mean, the lemon's passable, but you're better off with the Dell's with the little chunks of lemon in it. But any flavor, like it doesn't even worth. Don't even go to Dell's. Go to Mr. Lemon.
That's where it's at. All right.
Well, I've been at Dell's for a long time, buddy. But Mr. Lemon, it'll change it, man.
Yeah, the Mr. Lemon page won't load right now for some reason because I'm trying to. I was trying to see.
Yeah, I think the internet is like mucking up or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
Jojo Mark 2.
Jojo.
Does green beer lead to green number 2? Asking for a friend. Happy Saint. Oh, he fucked up.
Oh, well, don't even read it. Don't read it.
He did it. He did the bad thing. Happy Saint Patty's Day, guys. Yeah, no, I think all beer leads to green number 2. If you ask me. Sea Breeze.
Strong.
Will Chuck be hitting Lime Rock in May?
Oh man, so pressure's on. That's Sea Breeze, finger tight other Chris, the number one god.
Yep.
I know we're both signed up to hit Thompson in April. I've been getting harassed to go to Lime Rock in May. I don't know, maybe. I don't know if the juice is worth the squeeze. It's far away. I don't know. I've done it on a TCR car. What am I going to impress myself with my car?
Yeah, that's true.
Right, that's a very good,
But maybe. It's a solid maybe.
Let's see. Edelman,
big shout.
Shouts to Edelman.
Shout to the Patriots.
Let's talk protective hand wear.
Yep.
Are you about that glove life, or do you live life on the edge? You're about that glove life.
Listen, I've never been. If I'm not using power equipment, I don't use gloves. Be a man. Don't wear gloves. Trash your hands. My hands are always trashed, usually gray. However, I've recently started doing a lot of welding and grinding. I'll tell you what. I had a glove save my fucking finger with a grinder, and I dropped the grinder, blew a hole in my countertop. Because obviously I had no safety on it because I'm an idiot, and it cut. I still have the mechanic's glove with the cut in it, and to remind me, don't fuck around with grinders.
Yeah.
So yes, in certain situations, yes, I wear gloves.
Always
dangerous situations.
Always wear a glove. No glove, no love. Gotta remember that.
I think that was like a 1980s condom saying. Actually.
Exactly, prophylactic commercial.
Yep. Bring the rubbers. Lock City Drift. This Saturday.
Bring your rubbers, right?
Bring your rubbers.
Exactly. Shouts to the boys. We'll be there. Shmeegore 603.
Shmeegore 603.
What are you most looking forward to this weekend at the LCD opener?
What's LCD?
Lock
I'm
City
just
Drift.
kidding. I know.
You got me.
Just seeing the homies.
Yeah, you boys will be there. I will not be in attendance. However,
Hearing loud noises.
yeah, there you go. Hearing the loud noises.
That's
Loud noise is always great.
Don't I have to drop you off somewhere Saturday?
Monday.
Monday.
Yeah, Monday.
Way better. I'll be there.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, just seeing the homies, seeing everybody, seeing some drifting, man. Just doing, it's car time again.
Right.
Let's get it going.
Shmeegore 603 also
Shmeegore
asks,
603 also.
what are some confirmed automotive events or shows coming back for 2021? Well,
Revival Donut Meets.
Lock City Drifts, Revival Donut Meets.
Tell you what's not coming back.
We won't get into that.
Yeah, we're gonna have a bunch of. We decided we're gonna have a bunch of little stuff at the place.
Donut Meets.
Donut Meets.
Once I finish the first film, there'll be a burrito meet, I think.
K series. We got to talk to the
K
We got to talk to
series.
the man at the autocross.
Yeah, we might even try to blow
Formula
something
K.
up. Yeah, handful of
Fieldworks.
things. Fieldworks. Yeah, actually, those boys will probably be back. I don't know. I haven't seen dates or anything like that.
I'm just gonna
yet,
go ahead
but
and say it for them. They're definitely back.
they're coming back.
And then Wolfscart is still trucking ahead
Wolfscart's
as far
still
as
on.
we know.
Yeah,
Is that gonna happen?
I pray
yeah.
it
It's
does,
on.
man.
It's on the
That's still on?
schedule. I think they're moving forward with it. So
That's cool.
Let's see. Edelman again.
Edelman.
What's the plural of Prius?
Prii.
Priai?
Prius.
And that's what I was thinking.
Prius.
Prius.
Yeah.
Preeny.
No, that's never mind. Woko_VW.
Woko
just-
VW, big
just writes
show.
Next vlog, probably by Friday, if not Saturday.
It
something like
features
that.
some Woko VW equipment in the next vlog.
Does it?
Yeah, he made my cap.
Oh, perfect.
Big install.
Oh, cool.
Big
Yeah,
install.
big install.
Sick,
Did it
yeah.
finally fit?
Oh,
We
man,
shall
if
find
it-
out.
Or we'll
yeah,
see in the vlog.
I don't want to ruin
yeah,
the vlog.
Can't spoil that.
He did go way above and beyond.
Let's see. We'll
Really
go.
digging for something there.
I am. There's a few of them. Let's see. Don't want to go too long. This is a stick up. Oh, that's a great name.
This is a
This is a stick up. What's your last meal if you were on death row?
Probably pepperoni pizza.
Wow, I didn't expect
I think
that.
I'd go big prime rib.
Yeah, probably just pepperoni pizza.
Oh man.
I don't know. Josh is really thinking about this.
Oh,
What about you,
man.
Tom?
I don't know. That's a tough. I
I
don't
was
know.
thinking I was going to go with pizza. Do I get to pick where the pizza's from, or is this prison?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm sure you can pick.
All right, if
Prison
I can pick,
rules.
I'm going pizza myself.
Yeah,
Yeah, no,
I think I
You
would
making
go-
it yourself?
no, I'm not making it myself.
Oh.
No way. I mean,
Yeah.
it's just that's not something I'd be booking for my last meal. My
Yeah,
wife would.
I'd go with some sort of steak concoction. I think that would be
Yeah.
the best bet.
Yeah, I don't know. I just think about just having like a big old greasy cheese and pepperoni pizza in front of you. Just feel like, yeah,
I mean,
boys,
it doesn't
I'm
matter.
almost
It doesn't matter at that
Just
point.
get
Yeah.
it over
Yeah.
with.
Yeah.
Maybe Velveeta mac and cheese then.
done. Ooh.
There you go.
Go with a bang.
Velveeta. Full pound.
Full pound.
Yeah.
Give me the whole box.
Give him the whole block.
I'm gonna take myself out.
Yeah.
Just a pound of Velveeta
I
mac
was
and
just
cheese.
gonna say, right.
Good luck getting me before the cheese.
Yeah, yeah. J Habib 8.
J Habib 8.
What front wheel drive car would you make rear wheel drive? Must keep stock engine.
Wow, that's an interesting question. Front wheel drive car would I make rear wheel drive must keep stock engine.
Nissan Polestar GTIR.
Oh wow.
Because it already has a rear-wheel drive engine, and I think it would be cool as a rear-wheel drive hatch.
Well, there's a handful of cars, or actually, no, not a handful, but one of the Monte Carlos at LS4.
That'd be cool. That'd
One
be
of
the other
those
way around.
Big old.
Oh, I was thinking you take an old Monte Carlo.
Right. And
Okay.
just-
Oh, I do a Mark IV R32. It'd be great in rear wheel drive. I love that thing.
Just rear-wheel
Oh,
drive
but it's
only.
all wheel drive. It's all wheel drive, so it doesn't
Yeah.
count.
I mean, even a Mark IV
You probably
Golf.
do that pretty easy.
VR6
No, I don't want
Golf.
anything to do with a Golf.
Yeah.
I want that Wookiee.
Then it'd
He
be a
likes,
Renault.
the funky
Well, you
bumpers.
could put VR6
I do like
Golf.
the funky bumpers.
And it'd be a
Cadillac Alante.
There you
Renault
are.
Clio.
Would have fixed the whole car. You're welcome, Cadillac. A couple years late. I thought it was rear wheel drive until I drove it. What a letdown.
Oh, here we go. You get Chuck. Get
Other way around, Dodge Viper.
2,000 horsepower front-wheel drive Dodge Viper.
This is my
10
12.
cylinder, it would be turned so horizontally opposed.
I think it'd be more diagonal.
It'd be so good.
It's the easiest car to
It'd be-
parallel park you've ever driven.
Get ready.
You double the
Get
width.
ready. That'd be the best car ever. You make a Dodge Viper front wheel drive.
That'd be incredible. S14 OCP.
That's 14 OCP.
How many battery powered tools does Chuck own? My guess is 13.
Wow, that's a good guess. Do we want to actually count?
I mean,
do
if-
flashlights count?
Battery powered, right? Well, I don't
It's
know.
not a tool.
It depends what we're counting
Hold on.
here.
Yeah.
So I
Where,
got
where do we draw the
Ryobi
line?
Impact that Corey told me to buy, which is great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got my 2 impact guns. I got my 1 impact wrenchy looking thing. I got circular saw. Don't know why I never use that thing. Sawzall, use it all the time.
Yeah.
2 grinders. God, do I have anything else?
What about that little battery
I got a battery cardboard cutter. Don't ask. Dremel. No, my Dremel's not battery on, man.
What that Ryobi extendable light that's battery powered?
Oh, you want to count lights? There's 2 lights.
It's a tool, baby.
Is there anything else in that drawer? Oh yeah, battery sander.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, battery. I got a battery, 2 battery blower, single battery blower. Oh, this is getting bad. I got the power, like the power broom set up.
Oh Jesus!
broom?
Yes, the one you clean the floor with.
Is that,
One-
you don't even have to
15.
sweep this broom? Is that?
Yeah, it's good for dethatching lawn. It's crazy.
It's
I
quite.
think that's it. I think 15.
it.
So you're
15?
close.
All right, yeah, he was close.
Oh, do the power wheels count?
Yeah.
Last question. I drive cool cars.
I drive cool cars.
Least favorite automotive fluid.
Probably brake fluid, because like if you get it and
Ugh,
stuff.
brake fluid sucks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, transmission fluid's up there, but I don't know. I don't have to deal with it enough, but brake fluid's always a pain in the ass.
Yeah.
Trying to think what else is in there.
Transmission fluid, or general
What's the
gear
pink
oil.
one that tastes sweet?
Coolant? No.
Nah, coolant tastes terrible.
The smell of burnt like trans fluid. I just remember blowing up my
Yeah, trans fluid sucks as
transmission
well.
and just that smell. It's never.
I
I'll never
hate all
forget
the
it.
fluids.
Yeah.
I was gonna say gas because I.
Power steering
Constantly
fluid,
have to
but
pay
Oh, no, I
for
love
it.
the smell of gas.
Well, I like the smell of gas.
I
just
give
don't
it a
wanna
few
pay
huffs
for it.
at the pump.
dude, power
You're
steering
right,
fluid.
pumping the trash.
All my
Yeah.
cars leak power steering fluid all the time.
Yeah, exclusively.
Cannot fix it.
That's how you know
Can't
it
fix
is.
Just keep going through.
Yeah.
Can't fix it. Every single car.
Yeah, every crush washer, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, I got 50 gallons of that stuff. I just pump it in every time I drive it.
I think that's going to do it this week, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much for joining us. It was very fun to hear about your Lancia escapades as well as the auction stuff.
Cool. Thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you so much for your time,
it's
man.
fun,
Yeah,
fun to
this
hang
was
out. As always, thank you all for listening. Don't forget to visit our YouTube channel where you can like, comment, and subscribe for more content. Also, check out some of the other shows brought to you by Revival Motoring, Talking Motorcycles, Topics Under the Stairs, the Circle Jerks podcast. Visit our website for more information and advertising opportunities. I think that's it.
Smash that like button.
Hit it. We'll be back next week.
Thanks
Was
for
it ring the
listening.
bell? Notification bell? Turn
Yeah,
it
the
on.
you get that
notification
notification bell. We'll be back next
Subscribe,
week.
like,
Hopefully
comment.
See you at Lock City.
See you, Lock City.
Be well.
Lock City. Later. Something definitely